Beneath the surface of history, hidden among the sands of time, lie monumental structures that defy explanation. What if the Grand Pyramids of Palestine were not merely tombs, but something far more profound, their true purpose veiled in mystery? What if the stone circles of ancient civilizations were not just ceremonial sites, but guides to a forgotten understanding of the cosmos? These are not the fantastical tales of legends. They are real, physical remnants of our past. Some so advanced, they seem to challenge the very limits of what we know about the people who built them. From the unyielding stones of Machu Picchu to the intricately crafted megaliths of Göbekli Tepe, these structures whisper secrets that modern archaeology struggles to decode. How did ancient civilizations possess such knowledge and precision? Who were the architects of these impossible wonders, and why did they leave them behind? So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the enigma of these ancient structures, where mystery and history intertwine, waiting to reveal the truths that still elude us today. In the arid hills of southeastern Turkey, far from the modern world, lies a site that forces us to reconsider everything we know about the beginnings of human civilization. Göbekli Tepe, often referred to as the world's oldest known temple complex, rises quietly from the earth. Its towering limestone pillars, some over 16 feet high, stand as silent sentinels, overlooking a landscape that has borne witness to thousands of years of human history. The sheer scale and sophistication of this site raise an essential question: who built it, and why? Discovered in 1994, Göbekli Tepe's significance wasn't immediately clear. It wasn't until years later, after extensive excavations, that researchers began to understand the complexity of the site. Radiocarbon dating has placed its construction around 9,600 BC, a period when humans were still in the Stone Age, living in small nomadic groups. This was long before the advent of writing, metallurgy, or the wheel. At this point in history, humans lived primarily as hunter-gatherers. Yet here, on this remote hilltop, a sophisticated religious and cultural center was constructed. Göbekli Tepe's pillars are adorned with intricate carvings of animals, lions, snakes, scorpions, and birds, all arranged in patterns suggesting a deep connection to the natural world. These carvings are not just artistic expressions. They seem to embody a deeper meaning, one that has puzzled archaeologists for years. What did these animals represent? Were they deities, or did they reflect an ancient belief system that we no longer understand? The structure itself is equally enigmatic. It consists of large, circular enclosures, with the pillars arranged in ways that suggest they were not isolated structures but part of a grander, more cohesive design. The site's layout has led some scholars to interpret it as an astronomical observatory. Alignments of the stones could reflect a knowledge of the stars and celestial cycles, which would be extraordinary for a society of hunter-gatherers. But is this interpretation accurate, or are we projecting our modern understanding onto a culture whose true purpose remains hidden? Scholars have long debated the function of Göbekli Tepe. Was it a place of ritual worship? A religious site meant to unite communities and bridge the material and spiritual realms? Or was it something entirely different? A place dedicated to celestial events, or perhaps a center for influencing the cosmos? The advanced construction techniques and organization required for Göbekli Tepe suggest that its creators possessed a level of knowledge and societal structure that challenges our assumptions about pre-agricultural societies. Despite these groundbreaking discoveries, many questions remain unanswered. Why would a nomadic society, which had no permanent settlements, invest so much effort in constructing such a massive structure? How did they transport and carve the immense stones with the primitive tools available to them? The scale of the effort seems at odds with the lifestyle of hunter-gatherers. Was there an organized workforce? Or did religious elites command a collective labor force for this monumental project? Some researchers have proposed that Göbekli Tepe was a focal point for a profound shift in human consciousness, a change in belief systems that eventually led to the rise of agriculture and permanent settlements. If this is true, Göbekli Tepe might not only have been a religious center, but also a catalyst for the agricultural revolution, shaping the future of humanity. Could the knowledge and rituals practiced here have sparked a cultural transformation that led to the development of modern civilization? Other theories venture into more speculative territory, drawing connections between Göbekli Tepe and ancient myths, from Sumerian texts to the lost civilizations of Atlantis. Could the builders of Göbekli Tepe have been influenced by an advanced civilization? Did they possess knowledge passed down from a long-lost source, now hidden by time? While such theories remain controversial, they underscore the mystery surrounding this ancient site. One of the most perplexing aspects of Göbekli Tepe is its deliberate burial. Around 8000 BC, the site was filled in and abandoned, its purpose seemingly fulfilled. Why would such a monumental structure be intentionally buried? Some theorists suggest that the site's closure may have been a reaction to the very changes that Göbekli Tepe had set in motion, a symbolic act marking the end of an era. As researchers continue to uncover the mysteries of Göbekli Tepe, one thing is clear. The site is not just a relic of the past, but a key that could unlock a deeper understanding of humanity's origins. What we know about this ancient structure is only the beginning. Each new discovery brings more questions, and as we delve deeper into its secrets, the lines between history and myth start to blur. Is Göbekli Tepe merely a reflection of an ancient people's religious devotion, or does it hold the answers to a forgotten chapter of human history? The site remains a testament to a time when the boundaries between the earthly and the divine may have been more fluid than we can comprehend. For now, we can only wonder what truths lie buried beneath its enigmatic stones, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to ask the right questions. As we move deeper into the shadows of the ancient world, we find ourselves on the small island of Malta, where beneath the surface lies a site that continues to baffle archaeologists and historians alike. The Hypogeum of Ħal-Saflieni, a subterranean temple complex, is one of the most enigmatic and mysterious sites in the Mediterranean, and perhaps the world. Carved deep into the limestone rock, this underground labyrinth dates back to around 3000 BC, an era long before written language and large-scale architecture were common practices. The Hypogeum is not merely a tomb, nor is it a simple religious site. It is something far more complex, a sprawling network of chambers, corridors, and alcoves, meticulously carved into the bedrock. Its walls are covered with faint red ochre markings, a peculiar form of decoration that gives the impression of an ancient subterranean art gallery. The entire structure is a feat of engineering, seemingly ahead of its time. But why was it built, and by whom? At first glance, the Hypogeum appears to have been used for ritualistic purposes, perhaps as a place of worship, or as a burial ground for the island's elite. Human remains, including those of infants and adults, have been discovered within its walls, suggesting that it was indeed a site for funerary practices. But this is where the mystery begins. The sheer scale and complexity of the structure challenge the conventional understanding of Malta's prehistoric inhabitants. These people were not known to possess the advanced tools or techniques that would be required to carve such an intricate network of chambers. How did they achieve this with the tools available to them? One theory posits that the Hypogeum was a religious center, a sanctuary dedicated to a long-forgotten deity. The echoes within its chambers, particularly the main oracle room, where sound reverberates in peculiar ways, have led some researchers to suggest that the site may have been constructed with an understanding of acoustics, perhaps even with the intent of using sound for ritualistic or spiritual purposes. Was this a place where ancient priests communicated with gods through chants, music, or incantations? The presence of unusual sound properties and the reverberation in the oracle room has prompted speculation that the site may have been designed to enhance the human voice, possibly to evoke a sense of the divine. Could this indicate a belief in the power of sound as a conduit between the material and spiritual worlds? While mainstream explanations center on its use as a religious or burial site, there are more speculative theories that venture into the realm of the unexplained. Some have even suggested that the Hypogeum was built by a much older civilization, one with far more advanced knowledge and technology than we might expect for the time. Could the builders of the Hypogeum have been influenced by an ancient, lost civilization? Or perhaps they possessed forgotten knowledge passed down through generations, long before it was lost to time. Other theories delve into the idea that the Hypogeum may have served a more utilitarian purpose, perhaps as a massive underground city. The existence of multiple levels and chambers suggests a design intended for long-term habitation, and some believe that the site may have housed entire communities for extended periods. Yet no evidence has been found to support this idea, and it remains a fringe theory. Adding to the mystery, the site was deliberately sealed off around 2500 BC, after only a few hundred years of use. What caused its abandonment, and why would such an extraordinary site be hidden away beneath the earth? Theories abound, from societal collapse to the arrival of invaders, but none have been conclusively proven. It is almost as though the people who built it simply vanished, leaving behind a monument to a forgotten age. Perhaps the most striking aspect of the Hypogeum of Ħal-Saflieni is the eerie silence that surrounds it. Unlike other ancient monuments, which have been rediscovered and altered over time, the Hypogeum remains relatively untouched, its mysteries preserved in the cool, still air of the underground chambers. What secrets remain hidden in the walls of this enigmatic site, waiting for someone to decipher them? The presence of a finely tuned system of acoustics, the careful alignment of the chambers, and the bizarre carvings on the walls suggest that the Hypogeum was a place of great significance, yet its true purpose remains elusive. Was it a sanctuary, a burial site, or something far more intricate, an ancient portal to a forgotten realm? As the search for answers continues, we are left to wonder, what knowledge has been lost to time, hidden beneath the earth, waiting to be rediscovered? The Hypogeum of Ħal-Saflieni remains an enduring enigma, a testament to the complexity of human civilization long before we even knew it existed. The truth may lie somewhere in the spaces between its echoing chambers, hidden away from us, waiting to be understood. As we leave behind the depths of Malta's mysterious Hypogeum, we travel across the globe to the high-altitude plains of Bolivia, where another ancient structure waits, its purpose and design still locked in mystery. The Chinkana Labyrinth, located at the heart of the ancient site of Tiwanaku, is a vast network of stone corridors, platforms, and chambers carved into the bedrock. This labyrinthine complex, shrouded in the thin air of the Andes, raises profound questions about the advanced knowledge of the civilization that created it, and the strange symbolism embedded within its walls. Tiwanaku, one of South America's most impressive pre-Columbian archaeological sites, offers a glimpse into the ancient world. The Chinkana Labyrinth, as part of this enigmatic site, is often described as an intricate maze filled with winding paths, narrow passageways, and mysterious chambers. It is believed to have been a sacred space, possibly for ritualistic purposes or as a ceremonial center, though its exact function remains speculative. The walls, made from massive stone blocks that fit together with almost perfect precision, continue to captivate researchers. How did the builders, with such rudimentary tools, manage to create such an intricately designed structure? The most intriguing feature of the Chinkana Labyrinth is the central structure known as the Gateway of the Sun. This massive stone doorway seems to open toward the heavens, adorned with carvings and inscriptions that suggest a celestial connection. This connection hints at the possibility that the site had astronomical significance. Could the labyrinth have been a tool for understanding the cosmos? Or perhaps it was a place of spiritual reflection, where priests and worshippers connected with gods through physical and metaphorical journeys within its walls. The design of the labyrinth itself speaks to a level of sophistication beyond what we would expect from ancient civilizations. Its construction and layout suggest it wasn't merely functional. It was symbolic. Some researchers argue that the labyrinth represents a map of the universe, with each turn and chamber mirroring the movements of celestial bodies. This symbolism is common in many ancient cultures, where the physical world is seen as a reflection of the cosmic order. Was this labyrinth a representation of the stars, or an attempt to align with sacred natural forces? What truly sets the Chinkana Labyrinth apart, however, are the speculative theories surrounding its origin and purpose. Some propose that it served as a ceremonial path for initiates, a spiritual journey through life, darkness, and enlightenment. This interpretation suggests that the labyrinth was a place of personal transformation, where participants navigated its winding passages as a metaphor for the soul's journey. Others believe the labyrinth was a site for rituals centered around the cycles of nature, particularly the sun and the moon, which were central to the Andean worldview. The construction of the labyrinth itself is equally puzzling. The stone blocks used in its construction are cut and shaped with such precision that it is difficult to comprehend how the ancient people of Tiwanaku could have achieved this without advanced tools. Some theorists speculate that the builders possessed knowledge now lost to time, a deep understanding of mathematics, geometry, or even forgotten technologies. Could the Tiwanaku civilization have been part of a global network of advanced cultures whose wisdom has been obscured? Or was this labyrinth created by people whose ingenuity and skill far exceeded what we typically associate with ancient societies? In addition to the labyrinth, Tiwanaku contains many other mysterious features, including enormous stone heads, intricately carved stone walls, and massive platforms that challenge conventional explanations. Was Tiwanaku a grand capital, the heart of a thriving civilization, or was it an exclusive space for a select few who possessed esoteric knowledge? The placement of the labyrinth suggests it held a sacred and significant role in the spiritual life of the people who once inhabited the region. Yet, as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Chinkana Labyrinth, we are left with more questions than answers. Why did the people of Tiwanaku invest so much time and effort into building such a complex, mystic structure? Was it a place for initiation, as some believe, or did it serve a more profound purpose, a tool for understanding the universe itself? The Chinkana Labyrinth, silent under the Bolivian sky, continues to defy our understanding of ancient civilizations. The complexity of its design and its alignment with celestial forces suggests that there is much more to this site than meets the eye. What knowledge did the people of Tiwanaku possess, and how much of it remains hidden beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered? Like many ancient structures, the Chinkana Labyrinth challenges our understanding of the past. It stands as a testament to a civilization whose achievements may have been far greater than we can imagine, and it leaves us wondering what secrets lie buried within its stone walls, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to seek them. As we leave behind the labyrinthine corridors of Bolivia, we journey to the heart of Eastern Europe, to the quiet hills near the village of Tărtăria in Romania. Here, an archaeological discovery has puzzled scholars and intrigued historians for decades. The Tărtăria tablets, unearthed in 1961, are among the oldest known examples of written symbols in Europe. These clay tablets, dating back to around 5300 BC, predate the Sumerian cuneiform script by over 1,000 years, yet their meaning remains an unsolved mystery. What were the people of Tărtăria trying to communicate, and how advanced were their systems of writing? Found in a grave near the village, the tablets are covered with symbols that resemble early forms of writing, proto-writing or pictographs. These abstract shapes and lines, some of which bear a striking resemblance to later writing systems, suggest the possibility of an early written language. The discovery was groundbreaking. It provided tangible evidence that writing might have developed much earlier than we previously thought, and in a different region of the world altogether. However, the mystery does not end with the tablets themselves. The context in which they were found is equally intriguing. The site was associated with the Vinca culture, a prehistoric civilization known for its advanced craftsmanship and remarkable achievements. Yet, despite their exceptional artistry, producing intricate pottery and tools, the written language of the Vinca culture has never been fully understood. The presence of these tablets raises the possibility that their society possessed intellectual sophistication far beyond what was initially believed. The symbols on the Tărtăria tablets are more than simple markings. Some researchers believe they may represent an early form of writing, possibly even a precursor to the cuneiform or hieroglyphs that would later emerge in the Near East. Yet, despite years of analysis, no one has been able to definitively decode the symbols. Are they purely symbolic, serving as ritualistic or religious communication, or could they represent an early attempt at recording spoken language, writing that has since been lost to time? Mainstream scholars generally view the tablets as an example of proto-writing. However, they remain cautious in their conclusions. Some argue that the markings could be a form of record-keeping or an abstract system to represent concepts rather than a fully developed written language. Others suggest these symbols might be tied to a forgotten system of communication, bridging the gap between oral traditions and the written languages that would eventually shape the development of civilization. More speculative theories push the boundaries of our understanding. Some have proposed that the Tărtăria tablets represent a completely unknown writing system, one that could be linked to other ancient scripts found worldwide. Could this form of writing have spread across Europe, influencing other ancient cultures? Was it the precursor to cuneiform or Egyptian hieroglyphs, or did it originate independently as a unique form of human expression? The context of the tablets adds another layer to the mystery. They were discovered in a burial site alongside human remains, suggesting that they were tied to ritual or religious practices. Could these symbols have had a sacred or ceremonial function? Were the tablets meant to preserve knowledge, serving as a link between the living and the divine, to be passed down through generations? Complicating matters further, some researchers have suggested that the Tărtăria tablets could be part of a broader cultural network stretching across ancient Europe and the Near East. The Vinca culture, which thrived during the Neolithic period, was known for its advanced craftsmanship and societal structures. Could the tablets be a key to understanding the intellectual connections between these ancient civilizations? What knowledge, ideas, or practices might have been shared across these regions, now lost to time? Despite numerous attempts to decode the symbols, we remain in the dark about their true meaning. The absence of direct connections between these tablets and other known writing systems makes interpretation challenging. Were the tablets an isolated experiment in early writing, or do they represent a forgotten chapter in the history of human communication? How much of our understanding of the development of written language is based on the limited evidence we have, and how much more remains hidden beneath the surface of ancient sites like Tărtăria? The Tărtăria tablets stand as a testament to the complexity of human history. They challenge our assumptions about the development of writing, language, and culture. Their mystery reminds us that there is still much we don't know about the ancient world. What secrets do these tablets hold? What knowledge might they still offer from the distant past? The mystery of Tărtăria remains unsolved, leaving us to wonder what other secrets lie buried in this enigmatic site. As we move from the enigmatic tablets of Tărtăria to the rugged landscapes of the North Caucasus, we encounter yet another ancient mystery, one that stretches across the border between Russia and Georgia, where the dolmens stand silently. Weathered by time yet still commanding awe, these ancient stone structures, some dating back as early as 3000 BC, are scattered across the mountainous terrain like forgotten sentinels. Each dolmen tells a story that is still largely untold. The dolmens of the North Caucasus are massive megalithic tombs, constructed from enormous stones arranged in precise, deliberate formations. Their purpose remains shrouded in mystery, and their builders, who left behind no written records, are long gone. The dolmens themselves are striking. Large flat stones form the roof and walls, while vertical slabs create the structure's frame. Many of these tombs feature small entrances, often too narrow for a person to enter, and some are aligned with particular celestial events, hinting at a potential astronomical or ritualistic purpose. Their very existence suggests a complex society capable of quarrying, transporting, and shaping massive stones, an extraordinary achievement for the time. How did these early people manage to move such enormous boulders across treacherous terrain without modern tools or technology? Was there some lost technique or method that enabled them to accomplish such feats? The function of the dolmens is a topic of intense debate. Mainstream theories suggest they were used as tombs, a final resting place for the dead, or possibly a sanctuary for burial rituals. Human remains discovered in some dolmens support this theory. However, the scale and intricacy of these tombs imply they may have served more than one purpose. Were they merely places of burial, or did they play a more profound role in the spiritual or cultural life of the people who built them? What is truly fascinating about the dolmens of the North Caucasus is not just their physical presence, but the fact that many of them are aligned with astronomical events, such as solstices and equinoxes. This suggests that these ancient people may have had a sophisticated understanding of the stars and celestial movements, knowledge far ahead of its time. Could these dolmens have served as observatories, allowing their creators to track the movement of the sun, moon, and stars? Were they designed to mark the passage of time, aligning with cosmic cycles in a sacred or ritualistic manner? Some theories propose that the dolmens may have been designed as a kind of portal or passageway between the physical world and the afterlife. The small entrances and their alignment with natural phenomena evoke the idea of a gateway, an entrance into the unknown, the realm of the dead. Were these dolmens built to guide the souls of the departed on their journey into the afterlife, or perhaps to facilitate communication with the divine? Fringe theories even suggest that the dolmens might have been connected to the concept of spiritual energy or earth energies, with their locations chosen based on proximity to ley lines or other energy forces. The construction of the dolmens raises intriguing questions about their builders. Who were the people capable of creating such monumental structures without metal tools? The size and precision of the stones suggest a high level of organization and an advanced understanding of engineering, yet little is known about how these people lived or how their society was structured. Were they part of a larger civilization whose knowledge was passed down orally or encoded into these megalithic structures? Or were they a separate, isolated culture with knowledge that has been lost over time? Adding to the enigma is the fact that the dolmens of the North Caucasus are not the only megalithic tombs in the world. Similar structures can be found across Europe, Asia, and the Mediterranean, sparking theories about ancient cultural exchange, the migration of knowledge, or even the existence of lost civilizations spanning vast territories. Could these dolmens be part of a global network of ancient monuments, created by people who shared a common understanding of the world and its mysteries. Despite these theories, the dolmens of the North Caucasus remain an unsolved puzzle. Their purpose, the identity of their creators, and the techniques used to construct them are still shrouded in mystery. While we have some understanding of their role as tombs or ceremonial sites, the true significance of these structures remains elusive. The dolmens stand as silent witnesses to a time long past, their stones weathered by centuries of history. They evoke questions that we have yet to fully answer. Questions about the capabilities of ancient societies, their understanding of the cosmos, and their relationship to life and death. As we continue to explore these ancient structures, we are reminded that there is still much we do not know. What hidden knowledge lies within the stones of the dolmens, and what might we uncover if we dig deeper into the mysteries of the past? The answers may be waiting for us in the very stones that have stood the test of time. As we journey deeper into the ancient world, we arrive in the windswept fields of Brittany, France, home to one of Europe's most remarkable and enigmatic sites, Carnac. Spanning across miles of rugged terrain, this vast megalithic site is home to the Menhirs of Carnac, towering stones that have stood for thousands of years. Some of these stones rise more than 20 feet into the air, standing in long, straight rows, stretching out toward the horizon. With over 3,000 stones scattered across the landscape, their origins and purpose remain shrouded in mystery. The Menhirs of Carnac, weathered by millennia, continue to stand as silent witnesses to a time long past. Dating back to around 4,500 BC, they predate the pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge by thousands of years. The precision with which these stones are arranged suggests that their builders had a remarkable understanding of geometry and astronomy. But why were the stones arranged so deliberately, and what significance did they hold for those who placed them? Mainstream scholars generally agree that the menhirs were erected for religious or ritualistic purposes. Some theorists suggest that they may have served as an ancient astronomical observatory, used to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. The alignment of the rows of stones with celestial bodies points to a deep understanding of the heavens, knowledge vital to ancient peoples who relied on the sun and moon's cycles for agriculture and religious practices. Could these menhirs have been designed to mark the passage of time or to honor celestial deities? Despite these plausible explanations, the true purpose of the menhirs remains elusive. The scale and precision of their arrangement imply a purpose beyond what we currently understand. Some researchers speculate that these menhirs could be part of a larger network of megalithic structures, possibly connecting different cultures with a shared tradition of stone building. Could the menhirs of Carnac be linked to other ancient sites, such as the Avebury Stone Circle in England or monuments scattered throughout the Mediterranean? Was there a widespread belief system centered around these monumental stones, connecting distant cultures across vast distances? Other theories suggest that the menhirs were part of a larger ritualistic journey or pilgrimage. The rows of stones stretching across the landscape seem to guide individuals from one sacred location to another. Perhaps these stones were used during ceremonies or rites of passage, where participants would walk along the rows in a symbolic journey between life and death, or perhaps to a spiritual realm. The sheer number of stones and their precise alignment has led some to wonder if the menhirs of Carnac are remnants of a lost civilization. How could the builders, with primitive tools, have achieved such a feat? The ability to quarry, transport, and erect such massive stones suggests a level of engineering and organizational skill that surpasses expectations for their time. Were the builders of Carnac part of a more advanced culture whose knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering exceeded that of later civilizations? The mystery surrounding the menhirs is deepened by local legends and folklore. Tradition holds that the stones were once men, transformed into stone by a curse or spell as punishment for some ancient wrongdoing. Some even claim that the stones are remnants of a great battle, where warriors were turned to stone as an act of vengeance. While these stories are likely myths, they contribute to the sense of wonder and intrigue that surrounds the site. The Menhirs of Carnac are not the only megalithic structures in the area. Nearby, a large complex of dolmens and burial mounds suggests that the region may have been a center for spiritual or ceremonial activities. Were the menhirs and surrounding structures part of a larger complex, designed to function together in ways we no longer fully comprehend? The possibility that the menhirs were built by an unknown civilization raises more questions. Could these stones represent knowledge passed down through generations, only to be obscured by time? What role did the menhirs play in the spiritual practices and daily lives of the ancient people who constructed them? What was their understanding of the cosmos, and how did they incorporate that understanding into their rituals? The menhirs of Carnac continue to stand, silent and unmoving, in the fields of Brittany. Their true purpose and meaning remain a mystery, buried beneath centuries of history. As we gaze upon these ancient stones, we are left to wonder, what truths lie hidden in their weathered surfaces? What can we learn from the people who placed them there so long ago? The answers are still waiting to be uncovered, hidden in the stones that have withstood the test of time. As we continue our journey through ancient sites, we find ourselves in the heart of the Sahara Desert, southeastern Algeria, where the Tassili rock shelters stand, silent witnesses to a past that stretches back tens of thousands of years. These rugged cliffs, part of the Tassili National Park, are home to one of the most remarkable and enigmatic collections of prehistoric rock art ever discovered. The walls of these natural shelters are adorned with hundreds of paintings and carvings, offering a glimpse into the lives of ancient peoples, yet leaving us with more questions than answers. The rock art of Tassili is unique in its complexity and diversity. The paintings depict scenes of everyday life as well as creatures that appear both real and fantastical. Animals, human figures in ceremonial dress, and most intriguingly, what some describe as alien-like figures. These figures, with large, bulbous heads and long, exaggerated limbs, depict beings unlike any known in the ancient world. Their presence raises an unsettling question. Did the creators of this art have contact with beings from beyond Earth, or is this simply the product of a rich imagination? Mainstream scholars suggest that the rock art reflects the evolution of a society adapting to a dynamic, changing environment. The paintings span several periods, from earlier images of hunting and gathering to later depictions of cattle herding, indicating a cultural shift. The creators, ancestors of the Berber tribes, likely lived in a lush, fertile landscape, far removed from the arid desert of today. The art captures this transformation, with depictions of animals no longer found in the region, such as crocodiles, giraffes, and elephants, suggesting a society responding to changing climates and conditions. The strange, otherworldly figures have inspired more speculative theories. Some believe these beings might be depictions of extraterrestrial visitors, with their elongated heads and unusual features hinting at an influence from beyond Earth. Could ancient cultures have had knowledge of beings from distant stars, passed down through generations in myths and images? While controversial, the similarities between the rock art at Tassili and depictions of alien figures elsewhere have fueled debates about possible ancient extraterrestrial encounters. More grounded theories propose that these figures represent gods, spirits, or shamanic visions. The harsh environment of the Saharan desert may have made the boundaries between the spiritual and material worlds feel porous. Could these figures be spiritual guides or protectors, seen in trance-like states by shamans or priests who interpreted these visions through their art. The vivid, sometimes psychedelic nature of the imagery suggests that the artists of Tassili may have been tapping into a deep spiritual connection with their surroundings. What makes the Tassili rock shelters even more fascinating is their context. The paintings are not confined to small caves but spread across vast rock faces, many in hard-to-reach locations. This raises further questions. Why did these people go to such lengths to create this art? Was it meant for a select few, or part of a public display of cultural and spiritual significance? Were these images meant to convey important stories, rituals, or astronomical knowledge, or were they a form of personal expression, a way of connecting with the divine or supernatural? The most compelling aspect of the Tassili rock art is the mystery it presents, both in its content and the questions it raises. How did these ancient peoples create such intricate, detailed images, and what did they mean? The paintings are so vivid and well-preserved that they seem to offer a direct connection to the past, yet their true significance remains elusive. While the art at Tassili offers invaluable insight into the lives and beliefs of the prehistoric inhabitants of the region, the deeper meanings behind these images continue to elude us. Were the figures painted on the rock faces mere reflections of daily life, or did they hold hidden knowledge and wisdom? Could the strange beings represent the unknown, or were they meant to symbolize real encounters with forces beyond ordinary experience? As we stand before the rock shelters of Tassili the same awe and wonder felt by those who created the art so long ago still lingers. The rock faces speak of a world long gone, but the questions they raise remain pressing. What did these images mean to their creators? And what truths are hidden in the layers of paint and stone? The answers may be lost to time, but the mystery of Tassili endures, inviting us to explore the boundaries of our knowledge, and perhaps even our imagination. As we leave behind the ancient rock art of the Sahara, our journey takes us to the windswept hills of Scotland, where another quiet yet enigmatic mystery awaits: the Bannockburn cairns. These ancient stone structures, scattered across the landscape near Stirling, have stood for millennia, yet their purpose remains an unsolved riddle. With weathered stones dating back to 2000 BC, the cairns evoke a sense of timelessness, but also a profound mystery. What were they built for? Why did ancient people choose this particular spot to leave such an enduring mark? The cairns themselves are simple in design, piles of stones, often arranged in circular or mound-like structures, but it is their placement and context that make them intriguing. Some cairns are found near prehistoric battlefields, others close to known ancient roads, and some even align with the natural features of the land, suggesting a deeper connection between the structures and the landscape. While modest compared to other megalithic sites, the cairns carry an unmistakable sense of purpose. But what that purpose was remains unclear. Mainstream scholars believe that the Bannockburn cairns, like many others in the British Isles, were likely used as burial sites or memorials. Evidence of cremated remains has been found in several of these cairns, supporting the theory that they served as tombs for the dead. Yet the simplicity of these structures, lacking grand stone monuments or elaborate carvings, raises further questions. Could they have had another, more complex role in the social or spiritual life of the people who built them? The landscape surrounding the Bannockburn cairns adds to the mystery. The area is known for its proximity to the site of the famous Battle of Bannockburn, fought in 1314 between the Scots and the English. While there is no direct evidence connecting the cairns to the battle itself, some speculate that these cairns could be older markers or memorials placed by ancient peoples who witnessed other forgotten conflicts. Could they have been erected to honor those who fought and died in long-past battles, preserved by the land as silent witnesses to history? The cairns also seem to resonate with something deeper, an understanding of the land that goes beyond mere burial or commemoration. The position of some cairns in relation to hills, rivers, and natural landmarks suggests they may have had a symbolic role, perhaps marking sacred spaces or pathways for ceremonial use. In this light, the cairns could have been built to connect the spiritual and physical worlds, aligning human experience with the natural rhythms of the earth. This connection to the land is underscored by the lack of written records about the cairn builders. Unlike the more well-documented stone circles and burial mounds of other ancient cultures, the people responsible for the Bannockburn cairns left no inscriptions to explain their motives. This absence invites speculation about their true purpose. Were the builders part of a forgotten religious tradition that revered the landscape itself as sacred? Did the cairns serve as markers of territorial boundaries or spiritual paths, connecting the living with the ancestors or the divine? The mystery of the Bannockburn cairns deepens when considering that they are not isolated. Scattered throughout the surrounding area, a network of cairns and other stone structures seems to form a broader, intricate pattern, one that remains largely misunderstood. Some researchers have suggested that the cairns could be connected by an ancient road system, long lost to time. Could these roads once have been used by travelers or pilgrims following a ritualistic route holding significance for the people of the time? The idea that these stone structures could be part of a larger, interconnected landscape adds another layer of intrigue to an already mysterious site. Beyond conventional theories, fringe ideas suggest that the cairns may have had more complex or otherworldly purposes. Some theorists propose that the cairns, with their precise alignment to natural features and celestial events, might have served as ancient astronomical observatories. Were they used to track the movement of stars, the cycles of the moon, or the rhythms of the seasons? Could the cairns have been positioned according to a cosmic design, linking the earthly with the celestial? Or were they built by a lost civilization with knowledge that has since been forgotten? Standing among the quiet, weathered stones of the Bannockburn cairns, we are reminded that the past is often far more complex than we can imagine. These cairns, silent against the backdrop of rolling hills and ancient battlefields, carry with them a history waiting to be understood. What was the true purpose of these enigmatic structures? Were they simply burial mounds, or markers for something more profound, spiritual, astronomical, or cultural? The Bannockburn cairns remain a powerful symbol of the ancient people who once walked this land, their intentions hidden in the stones. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the past, we are left to wonder what secrets lie buried in the landscape, waiting to be uncovered. The answers may never come, but the questions themselves invite us to look deeper, to search for connections that transcend time, and to wonder what knowledge may still be hidden beneath the stones. Our journey through ancient, unexplained structures brings us to the island of Jersey, in the English Channel, where the Hougue passage grave awaits. This remarkable megalithic site is one of Europe's best preserved ancient monuments, captivating scholars and visitors alike. Situated amidst the island's rolling hills, Hougue holds secrets that have puzzled researchers for centuries. At first glance, Hougue may appear as a simple mound crowned with towering stones. However, beneath the surface lies far more than just a burial mound. Built around 3,500 BC, the passage grave reflects the sophistication of Neolithic builders. The structure features carefully arranged stones forming a long, narrow passage leading to a central burial chamber. The precision and complexity of this construction suggest a high level of knowledge in design and engineering, raising intriguing questions about the methods and tools used by its builders. Stepping into the passage, visitors are immediately struck by the stillness of the site. The faint echo of footsteps reverberates along the narrow corridor, and the dark, weathered stones seem to absorb the weight of millennia. The passage stretches like a tunnel, evoking mystery and awe. At the end lies the burial chamber, a circular room formed by large, upright stones where the dead were likely laid to rest, a place of eternal slumber designed with meticulous care. Mainstream scholars agree that Hougue B likely served as a burial site for a significant individual or an elite member of the community. Evidence of cremated remains within the cairn supports this theory. The structure's alignment with the solstices further suggests that the passage grave may have had astronomical significance, possibly serving as a marker for solar events, crucial for both agricultural practices and spiritual beliefs in Neolithic society. However, the true purpose of Hougue B remains open to interpretation. Some researchers propose that it was more than a tomb. It may have been a place of cosmic alignment, designed to connect the living with the celestial realms. The entrance to the passage aligns with the setting sun during the winter solstice, suggesting the builders had an advanced understanding of celestial movements. This raises the possibility that the site served as a celestial observatory, tracking the sun and moon to mark important events, both practical and spiritual. The symbolism of the tomb deepens with the presence of a large standing stone at the entrance. Some believe this stone marks the boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. Carvings on the stone add to the mystery, leading scholars to speculate that these markings represent symbols of a forgotten belief system or a deep understanding of cosmic forces. Could this stone be a relic of an ancient tradition that links the builders to a lost civilization whose knowledge has been lost to time? Adding to the intrigue is the fact that Hougue B, like many megalithic structures, was deliberately covered after its use. Buried under a mound of earth and stone, the monument was concealed from view. Why would a society capable of constructing such a grand structure choose to hide it? Some theories suggest that the burial of the site was part of a cultural or spiritual ritual, possibly marking a shift in belief systems or the end of an era. It may have been a deliberate act of preservation, sealing the site to protect it from desecration. This concealment implies reverence for the monument, suggesting it was closed off out of respect, not abandonment. Standing before Hougue B today, its alignment with the heavens and the careful arrangement of its stones raise profound questions about the knowledge, beliefs, and practices of its creators. Was the site simply a tomb, or did it serve a deeper, more complex role in the lives of those who built it? Could Hougue B be part of a larger network of astronomical sites connected to a lost civilization that understood the rhythms of the earth and heavens in ways we have yet to fully comprehend? Hougue B Passage. Grave remains a powerful testament to the ancient people of Jersey. While its precise purpose may never be fully understood, the site serves as a symbol of the mysteries surrounding life, death, and celestial connections. The questions it raises about cosmic alignments, spiritual beliefs, and ancient knowledge continue to captivate the imagination. Though the answers may be lost to time, Hougue B endures as a reminder of the ancient people's awe of the cosmos and their enduring connection to the stars. Our exploration of ancient, unexplained structures takes us to the tropical rainforests, fertile swamps, and highland terraces of Papua New Guinea, where the Hougue swamp terraces stand. This intricate network of agricultural terraces, dating back at least 2,000 years, showcases the ingenuity of ancient peoples. While not as famous as other megalithic sites, Hougue swamp presents an equally profound mystery. How did the ancient inhabitants transform a swampy, humid landscape into a thriving agricultural hub? And what secrets remain hidden beneath the layers of soil and stone? Located in the Hougue Valley, an area now a patchwork of fields and wetlands surrounded by steep mountains, the Hougue swamp terraces were once used to cultivate taro, a vital root crop for the indigenous peoples. The terraces appear serene, with lush greenery flowing in neat rows, water once coursing through carefully constructed channels. Yet beneath this peaceful landscape lies a history much older than expected. The site was uncovered in the mid-20th century, but the full extent of the terraces wasn't realized until later. Radiocarbon dating suggests the terraces were established as early as 1500 BC, with some evidence indicating the site could be even older. The scale of this agricultural feat is staggering. Spanning over 50 hectares, the terraces required significant organization to create such a complex irrigation and cultivation system. How did the people of Cook Swamp achieve this with no metal tools or modern technology? Mainstream scholars agree that the terraces were primarily agricultural, designed to increase food production in a challenging environment. The terraces weren't just simple farming plots, but part of a sophisticated system to manage water flow and soil fertility. The construction of terraces and raised channels to control irrigation reveals an advanced understanding of hydrology, soil management, and crop cultivation. What sets Cook Swamp apart is the complexity of the system, suggesting a deep, intuitive knowledge of the land and its cycles. Could this system be more advanced than we recognize? Some researchers speculate that Cook Swamp could be one of the earliest examples of intensive agricultural engineering. The terracing system, with carefully constructed canals and raised beds, may represent one of the first large-scale efforts to manipulate the landscape for sustaining human life. This could be the origin of an ancient agrarian society, one that developed in isolation, but with remarkable expertise in land management. However, Cook Swamp is not only a site of agricultural innovation. The terraces are connected to another enigmatic feature, a network of stone walls and platforms surrounding them. Initially appearing rudimentary, these stone structures suggest planning and craftsmanship beyond agriculture. Some platforms and walls may have been built for ceremonial or religious purposes. Could these terraces and stone structures be part of a larger settlement, holding cultural and spiritual significance for the people who lived there? The mystery deepens when considering the lack of written records or clear evidence about the society that built the terraces. While the people of Cook Swamp were likely part of an ancient highland culture, little is known about their social structure or cultural practices. Did they view the land as sacred? Was this complex system of terraces a form of reverence, a way to connect with the earth or ancestors? Some theories suggest Cook Swamp may be linked to other ancient agricultural systems worldwide, such as the terraced fields of ancient China or the Andean terraces of South America. Could these distant cultures have shared methods of manipulating the land, passed down through a lost network of trade or cultural exchange? Or was Cook Swamp part of an isolated development, unique in its conception and design? Even more mysterious is the fact that the terraces were abandoned around 1,000 years ago. What caused the people of Cook Swamp to leave their carefully crafted landscape behind? Was it environmental changes, overuse of the land, or a shift in cultural or social priorities? Or, as some have suggested, was a more dramatic cause responsible, allowing this incredible achievement to be claimed by nature? As we stand before the Cook Swamp terraces today, the questions multiply. What drove the people to create such a complex and enduring agricultural system? Was it born out of necessity, or was there a larger vision, perhaps connected to a belief system or cosmic understanding? What knowledge and mysteries still lie hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to dig deeper? The Cook Swamp terraces remain a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The answers may be buried beneath the soil, waiting for the right moment or question to bring them to light. As our journey moves on, we leave behind the fertile terraces of Cook Swamp and arrive at the sun-drenched island of Sardinia, off the coast of Italy, where a monumental stone structure stands, a silent testament to a culture long gone. Here, nestled among rolling hills and rugged landscapes, lies Monte Dacodi, a site that has long puzzled archaeologists and historians. This ancient monument, with its imposing platform and unique features, offers a glimpse into a distant past shrouded in mystery. Monte Ducati is often referred to as a step pyramid, though its function and origins remain the subject of much debate. The structure is an impressive platform, built in the form of a stepped mound, measuring over 25 meters in length and 15 meters in width. The layout is striking, with flat, rectangular steps leading up to a platform that rises above the surrounding terrain. The simplicity of the design, combined with its massive scale, suggests that the structure was of great importance to the people who constructed it. But what was its true purpose, and how did it fit into the larger landscape of Sardinian prehistory? Mainstream archaeologists generally believe that Monte Ducati was a ceremonial or religious site. Some theorize it was used for rituals, possibly linked to fertility or solar worship. The structure's alignment with the rising sun during certain times of the year hints at an astronomical or cosmological significance. Could Monte Ducati have been built to honor celestial bodies, marking seasonal passages or star alignments? Its positioning, with a clear view of the surrounding landscape, suggests that the builders may have used the site to observe the heavens, tracking the movement of the sun and stars for ceremonial purposes. What sets Monte Ducati apart from other ancient sites is its engineering. Unlike more familiar stone circles or burial mounds, this site is a carefully constructed platform suggesting a sophisticated understanding of architecture. What knowledge did the people of Sardinia possess to create such an elaborate monument? Was this an isolated achievement, or part of a broader tradition of monumental construction across the Mediterranean? Adding to the mystery is the discovery of artifacts at the site, including pottery fragments and evidence of animal sacrifices. These findings support the theory that the platform was used for rituals, but the exact nature of these ceremonies remains unclear. Could the platform have been a place to communicate with the divine, or to mark important life events such as births, deaths, or seasonal changes? The presence of animal remains suggests that sacrifices were integral to the ceremonies. But what gods or spirits did the ancient Sardinians seek to appease? And how did these rituals fit into their worldview? The most intriguing aspect of Monte Ducati, however, is its uniqueness. No other structure in Sardinia or the Mediterranean shares the same architectural features or design. This raises the question: was Monte Ducati influenced by a broader cultural or architectural movement spanning ancient civilizations? The platform's similarities to other ancient structures, such as Mesopotamian ziggurats or Egyptian pyramids, have led some to speculate about cultural diffusion. Could the people of Sardinia have exchanged ideas and knowledge with distant civilizations? Or was Monte Ducati an isolated example of architectural innovation? Adding to the intrigue is the fact that Monte Ducati was abandoned around 1500 BC, long before the arrival of the Phoenicians or Romans. Why would such an important and imposing structure be left behind, buried beneath the earth for centuries? Was it a sign of cultural decline, a shift in religious practices, or the result of environmental changes that made the site no longer viable? The abandonment of the site raises even more questions about the people who built it and their reasons for leaving. Standing before the weathered stones of Monte Ducati today, we are reminded of the many mysteries still hidden in the ancient world. The purpose of this grand platform and the identity of the people who constructed it continues to elude us. Was it a place of religious devotion, a cosmic observatory, or something else entirely? The intricate design of the platform suggests advanced engineering knowledge, yet the lack of clear evidence regarding its function forces us to look beyond the surface and ask deeper questions. What secrets does Monte Ducati hold, buried beneath the stones and soil, waiting to be uncovered? As we continue to explore the ancient structures of the Mediterranean, we are reminded that sometimes the questions we ask are just as important as the answers we seek. What other mysteries lie hidden in the corners of history, waiting to be discovered? The monument at Monte may have been forgotten by time, but its silence speaks volumes, inviting us to continue searching for the knowledge buried in the past. Our journey takes us southward to the sun-kissed hills of Andalusia in southern Spain, where an ancient mystery lies hidden in the shadow of the Sierra de los Tablones mountains. Nestled in the rolling plains of Antequera, we encounter the Dolmens of Antequera, a collection of megalithic tombs that stand as silent sentinels to a time long past. Dating back as early as 3000 BC, these tombs offer a glimpse into a world that has long since disappeared, yet their purpose and construction continue to defy explanation. The Dolmens of Antequera are unlike typical ancient burial sites. These large stone structures, built from massive slabs of rock, form burial chambers, passageways, and entryways that have withstood the test of time. The most famous of these structures, the Dolmen de Menga, is a vast chamber formed from enormous stones beneath a massive capstone weighing over 100 tons. This architectural marvel not only showcases incredible engineering skills but also puzzles historians. How did ancient people quarry, transport, and position such massive stones with primitive tools? The most plausible explanation is that these dolmens were used for burials, serving as tombs for the elite or important individuals. The layout, with long corridors leading to a central chamber, is similar to other megalithic tombs across Europe. The large stone slabs at the entrances may have been intended to protect the deceased, allowing spirits to move between the worlds of the living and the divine. However, the scale and complexity suggest that the dolmens may have had a broader purpose than mere burial. The alignment of the dolmens of Antequera has raised intriguing questions. The tombs are carefully positioned with the surrounding landscape, particularly the nearby hills of El Torcal, a place with long-held spiritual and symbolic significance. Some scholars propose that the dolmens were constructed with an astronomical purpose, possibly as markers for solstices or equinoxes. Could these tombs have been built to honor the dead and align with celestial events, marking key moments in the solar year? The idea that the tombs might function as part of a ritual calendar, connecting the lives of the living with cosmic rhythms, adds another layer of mystery to their construction. Fringe theories also suggest that the dolmens were part of a lost civilization, possessing knowledge of geometry, astronomy, and engineering that surpassed what we understand today. Could these structures have been built by a society with lost technologies or secret knowledge passed down through generations? Was there a hidden global network of megalithic builders linking the dolmens of Antequera to other iconic sites like Stonehenge or the pyramids of Egypt? The dolmens of Antequera are not the only ancient structures in the area. Surrounding the tombs are numerous stone circles, smaller dolmens, and mysterious standing stones, forming a network of sites. These structures appear to be arranged in a deliberate pattern, suggesting they were part of a larger cultural or spiritual system. Were the dolmens part of a sacred landscape, mapped to reflect the spiritual beliefs of the builders? Did these stone circles and tombs serve as a map of the heavens, guiding the people both in the physical and spiritual realms? What complicates our understanding of the dolmens of Antequera is the absence of written records from the people who constructed them. We know little about the society that built these massive stone tombs. Most of what we know comes from artifacts and human remains found within the dolmens. The people of Antequera were likely part of a broader Neolithic culture, practicing agriculture and holding rich spiritual beliefs, but their worldview remains unclear. What beliefs motivated them to invest so much time and effort into building these megalithic tombs? Did they represent a connection to ancestors, the land, or celestial forces? Or were they markers for key community events, linking the human world to a divine or cosmic order? The most striking question is why these structures have endured for centuries while leaving no clear record of the society that built them. What does it mean that such monumental effort was put into constructing these dolmens, yet no direct evidence remains about the creators? Was their culture lost to time, or are there hidden meanings beneath the stones waiting to be deciphered? Standing before the dolmens of Antequera today, their silent stones seem to speak of a long-past era, yet their purpose remains shrouded in mystery. These vast, enduring structures offer a glimpse into the distant past, but the questions they raise are as profound as ever. What did the builders understand about the world, the stars, and the forces that shaped their lives? What knowledge has been lost, hidden in the stone walls of these ancient tombs? The dolmens of Antequera remain an enduring enigma, standing as a testament to the power of the ancient world and the mysteries that continue to captivate our imagination. Our journey takes us deep into the highlands of Bolivia, to the Samaipata rock, one of South America's most mysterious and captivating sites. Hidden within the dense forests and rolling hills of the Santa Cruz region, this massive rock formation stands out due to its smooth surface, carved with intricate geometric patterns, channels, and symbols. For centuries, archaeologists have been baffled by its purpose and the methods behind its construction, leaving it as an unexplained relic of the past. Samaipata rock is remarkable not only for its size, but for the way it blends natural beauty with human intervention. Rising above the surrounding landscape, its flat top is adorned with a variety of carvings, including large depressions, channels, and complex geometric designs. The most striking feature of the site is the large stairways etched into the rock, leading to an elevated platform. Yet the exact purpose of these carvings and structures remains unclear. Radiocarbon dating indicates that the carvings may date as far back as 2000 BC, with some suggesting the site could be even older. While the site's purpose remains uncertain, many scholars believe it was likely used for ceremonial or religious purposes, possibly linked to the ancient cultures of the Andes. The Incas, who arrived much later, are known for using high places for sacred rituals, and they believed mountains were portals between the human world and the divine. Given that Samaipata rock predates their arrival, it is possible that it was also considered a sacred space, connected to spiritual practices. However, the complexity of the carvings and the mysterious nature of the site have led to more speculative theories. Some researchers suggest that the carvings serve more than just aesthetic or religious purposes. They may act as a map or celestial guide. The patterns, such as channels and depressions, could be aligned with celestial events, marking the movements of stars and planets. Could this site have served as an astronomical observatory, tracking celestial movements and marking significant agricultural or religious moments? This theory aligns with the Incan reverence for the stars and their advanced understanding of astronomy, adding further intrigue to the site. There are also more speculative theories proposing that the rock's carvings may be the work of a lost civilization that predates the Incas by millennia. The precision of the carvings and the complexity of the channels suggest a culture with advanced knowledge in areas such as engineering, geometry, and possibly hydraulics. Some fringe theories even speculate that Samaipata rock was part of a global network of megalithic sites, constructed by an ancient civilization whose knowledge was passed down through secret traditions, eventually lost to time. Adding yet another layer of mystery are theories linking Samaipata rock to extraterrestrial influence. Some argue that the rock's alignment with celestial bodies and the precision of its carvings suggest a connection to beings from beyond Earth. Though there is no concrete evidence to support such claims, the unusual design and purpose of the site continue to fuel such speculative ideas. Could Samaipata rock be a remnant of knowledge passed down by visitors from another world? While the idea remains unsubstantiated, the unexplained aspects of the rock's design leave room for such speculation. Despite these fringe theories, mainstream scholars tend to agree that Samaipata rock was primarily a ceremonial site, used for ritual practices by the indigenous cultures, including both pre-Incan societies and the Incas. But this explanation raises even more questions. Why would the creators go to such extraordinary lengths to carve such a massive and intricate site into the rock? What role did Samaipata rock play in the spiritual and cultural life of its builders? Could it have served not only as a ceremonial site but also as a center for lost knowledge, or perhaps as a spiritual portal that connected the physical world with the divine? Standing before the massive carved surface of Samaipata rock, the questions grow more pressing. The site is not merely a monumental structure. It is a puzzle that has captivated researchers for centuries. What was the true purpose of Samaipata rock, and what knowledge did its builders have about the cosmos, the Earth, and the forces that shaped their world? Despite the speculations and theories, the mysteries of Samaipata rock remain unsolved. As we continue to explore the ancient structures of the world, we are reminded that the answers to some of history's greatest questions may not lie in certainty, but in the questions themselves. The secrets of Samaipata rock are still hidden, waiting to be uncovered. Its mysteries endure, inviting further exploration and deepening our fascination with the ancient cultures that once thrived in the highlands of Bolivia. Our journey now takes us to the cold, windswept lands of Denmark, where an ancient and remarkable artifact has captivated historians and archaeologists alike. In the heart of the Danish countryside, near the village of Trundholm, lies a bronze sculpture that continues to defy simple explanation: the Trundholm Sun Chariot. This relic from the Bronze Age offers a glimpse into the spiritual life of its creators, raising many questions about their beliefs and the advanced craftsmanship of the time. The Trundholm Sun Chariot, dating back to around 1400 BC, features a horse-drawn chariot with a large sun disk behind it. The horse and chariot are intricately detailed, appearing almost lifelike, as though frozen in motion. The sun disk, radiant and striking, adds another layer of intrigue, and it is widely believed that the chariot represents the sun god, a central figure in the spiritual beliefs of the people who made it. The discovery of the Trundholm Sun Chariot in a bog only deepens the mystery. The chariot was found partially submerged in the swamp, indicating it might have been ritually deposited, possibly as an offering or part of a ceremonial practice. Bogs were often associated with sacrificial rituals in ancient cultures, seen as liminal spaces, places where the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred. Could the chariot have been placed in the bog to mark the sun's journey across the sky, symbolizing the passage of time, the changing of seasons, and the cycles of life and death? The horse-drawn chariot itself symbolizes power, movement, and the sun's daily journey across the heavens. Did the people of the Bronze Age see the sun as a living entity, carried across the sky by the chariot? The chariot's motion could have represented the cyclical nature of life and death, with the sun's rise and fall symbolizing the changing seasons. The sun disk, glowing brightly, likely served as a life-giving force, linking the earthly realm with the celestial. Beyond its religious symbolism, the Trundholm Sun Chariot is also a testament to the advanced skills of its creators. The detail in the chariot's design, the smoothness of the horse's form, and the gleaming sun disk all point to a sophisticated understanding of materials, casting techniques, and symbolism. It suggests that its creators had access to skilled artisans and a profound appreciation for both craftsmanship and the cosmos. Despite its remarkable craftsmanship, the Trundholm Sun Chariot raises further questions about its creators. Who were the people behind this creation, and what did the chariot symbolize in their culture? Some scholars believe it was a ritual object, possibly created to honor the sun god or to mark important seasonal transitions like the solstices. These celestial events were crucial to agrarian societies that relied on the sun for agriculture. Could the chariot have been used in processions, with the movement of the chariot symbolizing the sun's passage across the sky? Or was it purely symbolic, representing the sun as a powerful and life-sustaining force? In addition to mainstream explanations, some fringe theories have emerged, suggesting connections to extraterrestrial influences. The chariot's celestial design and its alignment with natural cycles have led some to speculate that its creators had advanced knowledge of cosmic events. Could the chariot be a relic of a lost civilization with astronomical expertise far beyond what we associate with ancient societies? While these theories remain speculative, the Trundholm sun chariot's mystery continues to intrigue and captivate the imagination. Regardless of such theories, the Trundholm sun chariot undeniably reflects a culture deeply connected to the natural world and the celestial bodies that governed it. Its symbolism ties into broader European Bronze Age traditions, where the sun and other celestial symbols played a central role in both spiritual and everyday life. What sets the chariot apart is not only its craftsmanship, but the mystique surrounding its purpose. Its true significance remains elusive. As we stand before the sun disk and chariot, its gleaming bronze surface catching the light, we are reminded that this artifact is more than just a relic. It is a window into the beliefs and worldview of a long-lost civilization. What did the creators of the chariot understand about the sun, the cosmos, and their place in the natural world? The answers may never fully be revealed, but the Trundholm sun chariot continues to captivate and invite us to explore the mysteries of the past. What knowledge remains hidden within this ancient monument, and what truths will future discoveries uncover? The mystery endures, offering us a glimpse into the wonders of a civilization whose secrets are still waiting to be unraveled. Our journey takes us deep into the heart of the Ethiopian highlands, to the enigmatic Tiya megaliths. Hidden in a remote valley near the village of Trundholm, these ancient burial monuments, dating back to the first millennium BC, stand as a testament to a lost civilization. Comprising more than 30 stone pillars, some as tall as 3 meters, arranged in deliberate patterns, the site continues to puzzle historians and archaeologists. The meaning behind these mysterious stones remains unclear, and their purpose continues to elude full understanding. The Tiya megaliths are remarkable not only for their impressive size, but for their intricate carvings. Many of the stones feature geometric patterns and human-like figures, unlike anything else found in ancient African art. Some stones also display large square depressions and channels, adding further mystery to the site. The arrangement of these stones suggests a carefully planned construction, raising the question: what was the intent behind placing each stone in such a specific position? First brought to wider attention in the 20th century, the site had been known to local communities long before that. Excavations have confirmed that the Tiya megaliths served as burial sites for ancient peoples, but the precise purpose of the carvings remains debated. Some scholars believe the site was intended to honor important individuals or families, while others suggest that it had a deeper spiritual or ritualistic function, possibly linked to religious beliefs or ancestral worship. The carvings on the stones are especially intriguing. These symbols, which appear to be a mix of geometric shapes, patterns, and even human-like figures, have yet to be deciphered. Some researchers propose that these markings might have had an astronomical or calendrical function, possibly used to track celestial bodies or mark key points in the seasonal cycle. Could the people of Tiya have had advanced knowledge of the stars, similar to other ancient cultures that built megalithic monuments? The Tiya megaliths' resemblance to other megalithic structures around the world raises even more questions. The alignment of the stones, the size and shape of the pillars, and the positioning of the burials suggest a broader tradition of monumental stone construction. Could the builders of Tiya have shared knowledge with the ancient megalithic cultures of Europe or the Mediterranean? Or is the similarity between these sites coincidental? The Tiya megaliths are part of a larger network of ancient structures in Ethiopia, which adds to the theory of a lost civilization spanning regions with shared cultural practices. The absence of written records surrounding the Tiya megaliths adds to the enigma. Unlike many other ancient civilizations with extensive written histories, the people who constructed these stones left no inscriptions or scripts to explain their beliefs or the purpose of the site. This lack of written language presents a challenge for modern scholars trying to decipher the significance of the site. Was the meaning of the Tiya megaliths passed down through oral traditions, which have since been lost to time? Or were the meanings so ingrained in the spiritual practices of the people that they did not need written language to communicate their importance? Theories about the builders of Tiya often focus on the ancient kingdom of Demot, which flourished around the same time the site was constructed. Little is known about Demot, but it is believed to have been an agricultural society with a rich spiritual life. Could the Tiya megaliths have been built by the people of Demot for religious or political purposes? Or might they belong to an even older culture, whose knowledge was lost when Demot rose to power? Some fringe theories suggest that the Tiya megaliths could have had a more otherworldly function. Some believe the carvings may represent ancient communication with extraterrestrial beings, or that the site was part of a civilization with knowledge of cosmic cycles far beyond our understanding. While such ideas remain speculative, the site's uniqueness and its connections to other megalithic sites around the world continue to fuel such theories. Standing before the weathered stones of Tiya, etched with symbols we are yet to fully understand, we are reminded of the vast mysteries still to be uncovered. What knowledge did the builders of Tiya possess about the cosmos, life, and death? The Tiya megaliths remain a puzzle, offering tantalizing clues, but refusing to reveal their secrets. The mystery of Tiya is a testament to the unanswered questions of the ancient world, waiting for future exploration to unlock its truths. Our journey now takes us to the expansive steppes of southern Russia, where the mysterious ancient site of Arkaim awaits. Nestled at the edge of the Ural Mountains, this archaeological complex, dating back to around 2000 BC, captivates scholars with its enigmatic ruins scattered across a vast, flat land. Discovered in the 1980s, Arkaim continues to spark intrigue. What was its purpose, and what did it represent to the people who built it? At first glance, Arkaim appears as a circular city, a network of concentric rings of earth and timber, surrounded by walls and ditches, all constructed with remarkable precision. The central area features an open space surrounded by homes, granaries, and ceremonial buildings. The layout of the settlement is strikingly organized, with streets arranged in perfect circular patterns, suggesting the builders had an advanced understanding of geometry, astronomy, and urban planning. But how did a civilization from so long ago possess such knowledge? Mainstream theories suggest that Arkaim was the home of a Bronze Age nomadic tribe, possibly part of a larger Indo-European group that roamed the Eurasian steppe. The city's strategic location, near fertile land and important trade routes, would have made it a prime settlement spot. Evidence of metallurgy, pottery, and elaborate burial practices indicates that Arkaim served not only as a living space, but also as a center for trade, ritual, and political power. However, this explanation barely touches on the true mystery of Arkaim. What makes Arkaim so compelling and so puzzling is its alignment with celestial events. The city's layout is not only geometrically perfect, but also aligned with astronomical phenomena, such as the solstices and equinoxes. Researchers have found that certain buildings in the settlement are oriented toward the sunrise during the summer solstice. Could the people of Arkaim have used the city as an astronomical observatory, tracking the sun's movements to guide agricultural cycles or mark sacred moments in their calendar? Was Arkaim built as a ritual city where people lived in harmony with the cosmic rhythms of the earth and sky? This celestial alignment suggests a deep connection between the people of Arkaim and the cosmos, beyond practical concerns. Some researchers propose that the circular design of the city may have had spiritual significance, symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, or the eternal motion of the heavens. The concentric rings might have represented the sun, the moon, or the cycles of time, reinforcing the idea that Arkaim was not just an urban settlement, but a microcosm of the universe itself. Yet, the questions grow deeper. How did the builders of Arkaim possess such detailed knowledge of the stars and the natural world? Was their knowledge passed down through generations, part of a broader cultural tradition, or was it an independent development, unique to their civilization? Some have speculated that Arkaim could be a remnant of an ancient, lost civilization, whose knowledge of the heavens was passed down through secret teachings or oral traditions. Adding to the mystery is the fact that Arkaim was abandoned around 1700 BC, long before the rise of powerful civilizations like the Scythians and Sarmatians. Why would such a well-planned, cosmically aligned city be abandoned so abruptly? Some archaeologists suggest that environmental factors, like climate change or shifting river courses, led to its decline. Others propose that political or social upheaval caused the settlement's abandonment. The sudden departure of its people raises more questions. What led to Arkaim's end, and what did its builders know that we don't? The mystery deepens with the idea that Arkaim could have been part of a larger network of megalithic sites, all sharing cosmological knowledge. The alignment of Arkaim with other ancient sites, including the nearby settlement of Sintashta and other ancient cities of the Eurasian steppes, hints at a broader cultural connection. Were these cities part of a larger, interconnected culture with shared beliefs and architectural practices? Did this culture span vast distances, carrying secrets of the cosmos that we have yet to uncover? Weathered stones and concentric rings tell a story of a lost civilization, a civilization deeply connected to the stars and the cycles of nature. What did the people of Arkaim understand about the cosmos, the earth, and their place in the grand cycle of life? The answers may be buried beneath the layers of history, waiting to be discovered. As we continue to explore the ancient structures of the world, we are reminded that there are still mysteries to solve, and Arkaim stands as one of the most compelling. What knowledge remains hidden within its stones, and what secrets does it hold about the people who once called this place home? The search for answers continues. Leaving behind the ancient ruins of Arkaim, we now journey to the dense jungles of Cambodia, where the long-forgotten temple of Bakse Chamkrong stands. Tucked within the Angkor archaeological site, Bakse Chamkrong is a lesser-known but fascinating relic from the Khmer Empire. Built during the 10th century, this small pyramid-like structure blends artistry and mystery, its purpose and design continuing to raise many intriguing questions. Bakse Chamkrong is constructed in a stepped pyramid shape, rising from the jungle floor. Although smaller than the grander temples of Angkor Wat, its relatively modest size belies the precision and thoughtfulness in its design. The name of the temple, which means the Temple of the Bird's Shelter, may hint at a connection to mythical birds or sky deities important to the Khmer culture. As we approach the temple, 5 tiers of sandstone blocks form the structure, with a central tower rising above the surrounding trees, casting a shadow that evokes its ancient purpose. Although smaller in comparison to other Angkorian temples, the craftsmanship of Bakse Chamkrong is striking. Its stepped design is thought to represent Mount Meru, the sacred center of the universe in both Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. Like other Khmer temples, it serves as a microcosm of the cosmos, symbolizing the spiritual relationship between the divine and the earthly realms. The careful alignment and symbolic design suggest the temple was not only a place of worship, but also a sacred space for the gods. But what relationship did the builders of Baksay Chamkrong envision with the divine? Was this temple dedicated to a particular deity, or was it intended to mark astronomical or religious events? The location of the temple also raises questions about its role. Built during the reign of King Yasovarman I around the 10th century, Baksay Chamkrong's placement and orientation suggest it was intended to serve a symbolic purpose. King Yasovarman I is known for moving the Khmer capital to Angkor and commissioning several significant religious structures. Could this temple have been dedicated to the king's divine right to rule, or was it constructed to honor celestial elements such as the sun or sky? What remains unclear is whether Baksay Chamkrong was primarily a Hindu temple, like many other Angkorian structures, or whether it incorporated elements of Buddhism as well. Some scholars suggest that the central tower, which resembles Mount Meru, points to Hindu influence, while others argue that the temple reflects a blend of both belief systems. Was Baksay Chamkrong a symbol of religious syncretism, merging Hinduism and Buddhism, which were both prevalent during this period? Beyond its religious function, the temple's architectural features raise further questions. The advanced engineering skills of the Khmer builders are evident in the precise placement of the stones and the temple's relatively swift construction. Yet, compared to larger temples like Angkor Wat, Baksay Chamkrong remains relatively obscure. Why was it overshadowed by its grander counterparts? Was it simply less well preserved, or is there another reason for its lesser-known existence in history? There are also speculative theories surrounding the missing statue that once stood atop the temple. Some believe it depicted the Hindu god Shiva, which adds another layer of mystery to the site. The temple's incomplete state and the missing statue suggest that, like many ancient sites, Baksay Chamkrong may have been altered or repurposed over time. Some fringe theories propose that the temple might have also served as an astronomical observatory, possibly used to mark significant celestial events like the solstices or equinoxes. The step-like architecture could symbolize a journey to the divine realm or the ascent of the soul. The most perplexing aspect of Baksay Chamkrong is its subtlety when compared to other Angkorian monuments. Why has this seemingly modest temple, with its intricate symbolism and precise design, remained less famous? Was it a humble site meant for select ceremonies, or does it hold deeper secrets about the spiritual and political life of the Khmer Empire? Its quieter existence raises more questions than answers. As we stand at the base of Baksay Chamkrong, gazing up at its towering structure and steep steps, the questions persist. What did this site truly represent to those who built it? Was it a symbol of spiritual and political power, a temple dedicated to a divine being, or a reflection of the cosmic order? With no clear answers, the temple stands as a silent enigma, offering its beauty and mystery to those who seek to understand the past. What secrets lie hidden within its stones, waiting to be revealed in time? Leaving behind the intricate temples of Southeast Asia, our journey now leads us to the windswept coasts of northern France, where the Menhir of Carnac stands tall in the Breton landscape. This towering stone, nearly 9 meters high, is one of the tallest menhirs in Europe, and a testament to the megalithic traditions of the ancient peoples who once inhabited this land. Despite its impressive stature and the centuries it has withstood, the true purpose and meaning of this stone remain as elusive as the mist that often shrouds the Breton hills. Part of a larger collection of megalithic structures across the region, the Menhir of Carnac stands out not just for its height, but for its distinctive shape and isolated location. Carved from local granite, the stone is rough-hewn, its surface weathered by time, yet it remains imposing against the elements. Rising from the earth like a silent sentinel, it watches over the fields and forests below. What did it mean to the people who erected it, and why was it placed in this specific location? Historians generally agree that the menhirs of Brittany, including Curloas, were likely erected during the Neolithic period, between 3000 BC and 1500 BC, when megalithic culture flourished across Europe. These menhirs are thought to have been markers, territorial symbols, spiritual markers, or both. While many menhirs are associated with burial sites, there is no clear evidence linking the menhir of Curloas to a specific tomb. Some believe it had a different purpose, possibly as a symbol of fertility, a ritualistic focal point, or even a guidepost for travelers. The alignment of the menhir of Curloas adds another layer of intrigue. Though it stands alone in a field today, some researchers suggest it was once part of a larger network of standing stones aligned with celestial events, sunrises, sunsets, or lunar phases. Could it have served as an astronomical instrument, helping the ancient people of Brittany track the changing seasons or plan agricultural activities? Or was it a more symbolic structure, representing a connection between the earth and the heavens? The precise placement of the stone hints at a sophisticated knowledge of astronomy, one that remains largely undocumented in the historical record. The stone's rough, jagged surface is another key feature. Unlike the smooth, polished stones of later megalithic cultures, Curloas's irregularity may be intentional. Some speculate that the uneven texture mimics the natural features of the landscape, representing the divine or the untamed spirit of the land. Could the rough surface symbolize the wild forces of nature, standing in contrast to the more refined, controlled monuments of later civilizations? The presence of similar stones scattered throughout the region suggests a broader cultural context, though the specific beliefs of the people who erected them remain unclear. Many of these menhirs are thought to have been aligned with solstices or other astronomical events, but solid evidence is scarce. The site of Curloas, isolated and quiet, makes it difficult to determine whether the menhir served a practical purpose, such as marking boundaries or pathways, or if it had purely ceremonial or spiritual significance. Could it have been a point of convergence for rituals, with people gathering to mark important events or seasonal celebrations? Adding to the mystery is the absence of written records from the people who constructed Curloas. Like many megalithic monuments, it stands as a silent witness to a culture whose beliefs and motivations have been lost to time. No inscriptions or carvings have been found on or around the menhir, leaving us to wonder: was its significance understood only by the people who built it, passed down through oral traditions now lost? Theories about the menhir of Curloas vary. Some scholars propose that it was linked to ancestor worship, marking the resting place of an important figure. Others suggest it was part of a network of stones used for navigation or aligned with other sacred sites. Some fringe theories even entertain the possibility that the stone could have been a marker for lost knowledge, a remnant of a forgotten civilization that understood the natural world in ways we have yet to comprehend. Its unique shape, celestial alignment, and isolated position raise the possibility that it could be more than a simple marker. Was it a portal for spiritual forces, a tool for measuring time, or a representation of cosmic knowledge? Standing before the menhir of Curloas today, its towering presence evokes awe and wonder. The weathered stone seems to hold within it a story that is yet to be fully told. What does it represent, and why was it placed here in the heart of Brittany? The questions remain unanswered, leaving us to contemplate the mysteries hidden within this ancient monument. What knowledge did its creators possess, and what significance did they attach to this silent sentinel of stone? The mystery of Curloas continues to invite us to look deeper, to question the past, and to wonder what secrets might still be waiting to be uncovered in the land of the standing stones. Leaving behind the towering menhir of Curloas, we now journey to the island of Gozo in the Maltese archipelago. Here, nestled in a peaceful, sun-drenched landscape, stands the ancient Tiya temples, one of the most remarkable and mysterious megalithic structures in the world. Constructed between 3600 BC and 3200 BC, these temples predate both the Great Pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge, yet their purpose and methods of construction remain shrouded in mystery. The Tiya temples consist of two distinct temple complexes, with the larger one surrounded by thick, towering walls made of massive limestone blocks, some weighing as much as 50 tons. The precision with which these blocks were cut and fitted together speaks to advanced construction techniques, yet questions remain. How did the ancient builders transport and position such massive stones with the tools available to them? The logistics alone seem almost impossible, raising questions about the sophistication of the people who created this monument. Despite their relatively modest size compared to other grand structures, the Tiya temples are remarkably well preserved. The main temple complex features large oval-shaped chambers with curved walls, radiating outward from the center. These chambers, with deep recesses and carefully constructed doorways, suggest the temple served not only as a place of worship, but also for ceremonial or ritualistic purposes. Archaeological findings, including animal bones, pottery, and offerings, point to the temple's role as a site of both spiritual and social significance, where the living communed with the divine. Mainstream archaeology suggests that the Tiya temples were dedicated to fertility or nature deities, reflecting the beliefs of the time. Goddess-like figures found within the complex support the idea of fertility worship, as they appear to represent female deities associated with fertility, birth, and nature's cycles. Did this ancient society build these immense structures as an expression of their connection to the land and its seasons? The construction of the Tiya temples, along with their alignment to celestial events, hints at a deeper understanding of astronomy. The temples are not only geometrically perfect, but also aligned with the solstices and equinoxes, suggesting they may have functioned as a kind of astronomical observatory. Could the builders have used the temple to track the sun's movements, guiding agricultural cycles or marking sacred times on their calendar? The alignment of these temples raises the possibility that they were more than places of worship. They may have been instruments used to understand the cosmos, linking the divine and earthly realms in ways we have yet to comprehend. The temple's precision and the knowledge required to construct them over several centuries are intriguing. How did such advanced knowledge of construction techniques and astronomical alignments persist for generations? Was this wisdom passed down through oral traditions, or was it shared by various groups across the Mediterranean? Some have even speculated that the Tiya temples were part of a larger network of megalithic sites, indicating a common belief system or architectural tradition stretching across ancient civilizations. Fringe theories suggest that the Tiya temples may be remnants of a lost civilization, one possessing advanced technologies and knowledge far beyond what we expect for this period. The scale of the temples, their intricate design, and the precision of their construction have led some to hypothesize that they were built by a culture whose understanding of engineering, astronomy, and even mathematics exceeded that of their time. Could the people of Gozo have inherited lost knowledge from an earlier civilization, predating the rise of ancient Mediterranean cultures? The mystery deepens as we consider that the Tiya temples are surrounded by several other megalithic structures, including stone circles and burial chambers. These additional structures point to the possibility that the temples were part of a broader sacred landscape. Were the temples at Tiya connected to other sites on the island, or part of a network of sacred locations stretching across the Mediterranean? How did these other sites fit into the religious and cultural practices of the time? Standing before the towering stones of the Tiya temples today, we are reminded of the unanswered questions that continue to surround them. What knowledge did their creators possess, and how did they use this knowledge to craft such a remarkable structure? Was the temple a reflection of spiritual beliefs, an astronomical observatory, or something entirely different? The Gantija temples remain an enduring mystery, with their stones standing as silent witnesses to an ancient civilization whose secrets are still waiting to be uncovered. Only time and further exploration will reveal the hidden truths beneath this ancient site. Leaving behind the sun-drenched temples of Malta, we journey across the Atlantic to the lush landscapes of Mexico, where one of the most intriguing ancient sites lies, the La Venta complex. Located in the tropical lowlands of Tabasco, La Venta was once a thriving center of the Olmec civilization, which flourished from around 1200 BC to 400 BC. Today, it stands as a testament to the engineering, art, and spirituality of a society whose influence on later Mesoamerican cultures is undeniable. La Venta is most famous for its colossal stone heads, massive sculpted figures believed to represent Olmec rulers. Some of these heads weigh up to 40 tons and stand over 3 meters tall, carved from basalt, a material not native to the region. The scale of the heads is awe-inspiring, but the true mystery lies in how the Olmec managed to quarry, transport, and carve such massive stones with the limited tools they had. Was this monumental effort driven by political or religious significance, or did it reflect the Olmec belief in divine power? In addition to the heads, La Venta contains other impressive structures, such as platforms, altars, and pyramidal mounds. The arrangement of these elements suggests a careful design, likely meant to convey power and order. The layout of the site reflects an advanced understanding of geometry and alignment, with several structures positioned to mirror celestial events. Was La Venta used for astronomical observations, as some researchers suggest, to mark solstices or important celestial cycles? Could it have been a ceremonial center where Olmec rulers communicated with the gods through rituals? The true purpose of La Venta remains unclear. Most scholars agree that it was a center of Olmec religion and power, but its exact function is still debated. Some believe La Venta served as a sacred city, where the elite conducted religious ceremonies, while others argue it may have been a more communal site for worship and celebration. Evidence of altars, large earthen mounds, and offerings points to a ritualistic function, but it is still uncertain whether these rituals honored specific gods, ancestors, or celestial events. The Olmec civilization, often called the mother culture of Mesoamerica, influenced later societies like the Maya and Aztecs. Yet, much about Olmec society remains a mystery. The Olmec left no written language, and much of what we know comes from archaeological evidence, including the iconic stone heads at La Venta. But who do these heads represent? Are they depictions of individual rulers, or do they symbolize an idealized leader, a god-king whose image was meant to endure through time? Some scholars speculate that these heads may not be representations of rulers at all, but gods immortalized in stone. Another mystery surrounding La Venta is its abandonment around 400 BC. What caused the Olmec to leave this once thriving center? Some suggest environmental changes, such as flooding or drought, may have made the region less hospitable. Others believe political instability or external threats could have led to the site's decline. The sudden departure from such a sophisticated cultural and political hub raises questions about the nature of Olmec society. What triggered this dramatic shift, and what became of the people who once thrived here? Some fringe theories propose that La Venta's decline might be tied to more speculative factors, such as the influence of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of astronomy or technology. The similarities between the Olmec heads and those found in other parts of the world, such as Egypt, have led some to wonder if there was an exchange of ideas or shared knowledge. While these theories remain controversial and speculative, The undeniable mystery of Levanta invites broader questions about the development of ancient societies and their potential connections across continents. Today, the Levanta complex remains an archaeological wonder, with many of its secrets still waiting to be uncovered. The monumental stone heads, mysterious altars, and the carefully constructed layout continue to fascinate researchers. What did the Olmec truly understand about the universe, and how did they use that knowledge to shape their society? How much of Levanta's meaning was tied to the worship of celestial bodies, and how much was about the power of the rulers overseeing the sacred rituals? Standing among the ancient stones of Levanta, we are left with more questions than answers. The towering heads, their silent gazes fixed on the horizon, seem to hold a secret that remains beyond our reach. What knowledge of the cosmos might still be hidden in the stone and earth of this ancient site? What will future generations uncover as they continue to explore the mysteries of Levanta and the civilization that left it behind? The answers remain hidden, waiting to be discovered. Leaving behind the stone heads of Levanta, we journey across the Mediterranean to Armenia, a land rich in ancient history. Here, high in the Ararat Plain, lies Karahunj, often called the Armenian Stonehenge. Like its English counterpart, Karahunj stands as a silent enigma, its ancient stones scattered across the plateau, each whispering secrets from a time long past. Karahunj, or Zorat's Karer, is a megalithic site that predates Stonehenge by over 1,000 years, with origins dating back to around 3000 BC. The site consists of upright stones, some as high as 2 meters, arranged in a circular pattern. What truly sets Karahunj apart, however, are the hundreds of small holes carved into many of the stones. These holes, in varying sizes, are believed to have had an astronomical function, aligning with stars, the sun, and the moon. The precise arrangement and placement of these holes suggest that the builders of Karahunj had a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos, raising questions about their knowledge and purpose. The primary purpose of Karahunj is still speculative, but it is widely thought to have been an astronomical observatory. The stones appear to be aligned with celestial events, such as the solstices or lunar cycles, allowing the ancient people to track time and observe the stars. Some stones are directly aligned with certain stars, suggesting that Karahunj may have also served as a ritual site where the movements of celestial bodies were interpreted as omens or divine messages. The mystery deepens when we consider the function of the carved holes in the stones. Some researchers believe these holes were used to view the stars, transforming each stone into a type of ancient telescope. Others suggest that the holes were used to measure the angles of the sun and moon throughout the year, assisting the people of Karahunj in predicting seasonal changes or aligning their agricultural activities with the natural rhythms of the earth. Was Karahunj an ancient timekeeping tool, a bridge between the earthly and celestial realms? Yet the site's significance likely extends beyond mere observation. The layout of the stones, often arranged in circles and alignments, hints at a deeper spiritual or ritualistic function. Many ancient cultures believed in the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Could Karahunj have served as a place of worship where celestial events were interpreted as messages from the divine? The connection between the heavens and the earth was likely of great importance to the people of Karahunj, who sought to understand their place in the vast cosmic order. Karahunj is not an isolated site. It is part of a larger network of megalithic sites in Armenia, including the stone circle of Gokht. The presence of these sites raises questions about a possible broader cultural or religious system. Were these sites connected by a shared belief in the power of the stars and the natural world? Could they have been part of a lost civilization whose knowledge of the cosmos was far more advanced than we realize? Or were they regional variations of a common megalithic tradition, developed independently by different cultures? Some fringe theories speculate that Hougue and other megalithic sites around the world were part of a global network of ancient astronomical observatories. These theories, though speculative, suggest that sites like Hougue, Stonehenge, and Newgrange share a deeper connection. Could these structures have been built by a distant civilization whose knowledge of the stars was passed down through generations and across vast distances? Or could there be a symbolic connection between these ancient sites that ties together the cultures of the Old World in ways we have yet to understand? As we stand before the towering stones of Hougue, the cool wind sweeping through the site, we are left with many unanswered questions. The weathered stones seem to hold secrets that remain just beyond our reach. What knowledge did the people who built Hougue possess about the stars, the earth, and the cosmos? How did they use this knowledge to shape their world and their rituals? And why, after thousands of years, does the site still stand as a testament to a people whose beliefs and technologies are mostly lost to history? The answers to these questions may remain hidden in the silence of Hougue, but as we explore the site, we are reminded that the mysteries of the past often leave us with more questions than answers. These questions continue to stir the imagination, inviting us to wonder about the knowledge that may still be buried beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. Leaving behind the stone heads of Levanta, we now journey to the edge of the Sahara, where the golden sands of Libya conceal one of the most enigmatic sites in antiquity, the Tassili megalithic monuments. Situated in the heart of the Tassili Niger mountain range in southern Algeria, just across the border from Libya, these monuments stand as silent sentinels to a forgotten past. Amidst the arid, windswept landscape, with jagged cliffs and weathered valleys, these ancient megaliths date back as far as 3000 BC, continuing to mystify scholars today. The Tassili megalithic monuments are scattered across the vast plateau of the Tassili Niger, where despite the harsh environment, a complex network of stone structures and carvings has been preserved. What makes the site striking is the variety and size of the stones, many arranged in circular formations, some towering over 3 meters in height. Unlike other megalithic sites, such as Stonehenge, the stones at Tassili are not neatly arranged in rows, but seem to follow a more random yet deliberate pattern. Could this design reflect a complex understanding of geometry or celestial alignment? Was it a result of time and natural erosion, or a purposeful arrangement by the ancient builders? One of the most fascinating features of the site are the carvings etched into the stones. These petroglyphs depict animals such as cattle, giraffes, and crocodiles, providing a glimpse into the lives of the people who once inhabited this area. Yet the carvings also include strange, human-like figures with elongated heads, geometric patterns, and symbols that defy explanation. The presence of these alien-like figures has sparked numerous interpretations, ranging from depictions of gods or spirits to more speculative theories suggesting extraterrestrial contact. Could these figures represent cosmic or spiritual forces, or were they simply symbolic of something beyond our earthly realm? While mainstream scholars generally agree that the Tassili monuments served religious or ceremonial purposes, the exact meaning of the structures and the carvings remains uncertain. Many believe the site was used for ancestor worship or to honor deities, with the carved figures possibly representing ancestral spirits or celestial beings. Others suggest that the site could have functioned as an astronomical observatory, with the alignment of the stones marking key celestial events, such as solstices and lunar cycles. The alignment of these stones, whether intentional or not, hints at a sophisticated understanding of time and the cosmos, allowing the people of Tassili to align their agricultural and spiritual practices with the movements of the stars. Yet, despite these plausible explanations, the Tassili megalithic monuments continue to raise more questions than answers. The scale and intricacy of the carvings indicate a highly advanced knowledge of geometry, mathematics, and cosmology. How did the ancient builders of this site possess such precision without advanced tools or technologies? What do the alien-like figures tell us about their worldview, and why are these representations so different from those found in other ancient cultures? The fact that Tassili is part of a broader cultural and archaeological landscape adds to its intrigue. The region is home to other megalithic sites, including those linked to early African civilizations. The area around Tassili Niger was once a lush and fertile region, home to thriving communities engaged in trade, art, and religious practices. Over time, however, the climate changed, becoming more arid, which likely made it harder for these ancient cultures to survive. Could the Tassili megaliths be remnants of a lost civilization whose knowledge and traditions were passed down through oral teachings, only to be lost as the environment shifted? Speculative theories abound regarding the purpose of the Tassili site. Some fringe researchers suggest that the figures carved into the stones may represent extraterrestrial beings, leaving behind evidence of their visits to Earth. The resemblance of these figures to descriptions of extraterrestrial beings in modern culture has fueled such claims. Could the ancient people of the Sahara have had contact with beings from another world? Or is this merely a projection of modern fascination with the unknown? As we stand before the ancient stones of Tassili, their weathered surfaces etched with symbols, we are left with more questions than answers. The megaliths of Tassili Niger continue to captivate the imagination of researchers, offering clues to the spiritual, astronomical, and artistic traditions of a long-lost people. Were these monuments part of a broader megalithic culture, or were they unique to this region? What was the relationship between the people who built them and the celestial bodies they aligned with? The answers to these questions may remain buried beneath the sands of time, waiting for further exploration to bring them to light. As we gaze at the sky above Tassili, the same sky that the creators of these monuments once studied, we wonder what knowledge is still hidden within the stones and symbols of this remarkable site. What secrets might still lie beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered by future generations? The mystery of the Tassili megalithic monuments endures, inviting us to seek answers to the ancient questions that have long eluded us. Leaving behind the enigmatic megaliths of Tassili, we journey to the high Andes of Peru, where another mysterious site awaits, Silistani, home to the remarkable chulpas. These towering stone structures, scattered across the windswept shores of Lake Umayo, stand as silent witnesses to a civilization that once thrived in the harsh, high-altitude landscape. Silistani, a funerary complex, is a place where the ancient Andean people left their mark, yet the full significance of these monumental structures continues to elude us. The chulpas of Silistani are cylindrical towers, made of precisely cut stone blocks, some standing as high as 12 meters. They reflect the ingenuity and spiritual beliefs of the people who built them. Each chulpa was designed as a tomb, and inside, archaeologists have uncovered the remains of prominent individuals, likely members of the elite. These towering structures served as eternal resting places, preserving the deceased in grandeur and reverence. Their imposing design and expertly crafted stones evoke a sense of power and permanence, qualities likely attributed to the figures interred within them. The precise construction of these chulpas raises questions about the engineering skills of their builders. The stones fit together perfectly, without visible gaps, suggesting advanced knowledge of masonry and construction techniques. But how did the builders, without modern tools, achieve such precision, especially in the high-altitude environment of Silistani, where the thin air and rugged terrain posed significant challenges? Mainstream archaeologists attribute the construction to the Aymara people, who inhabited the region before the rise of the Inca Empire. Yet, the sophistication of the structures suggests a culture with advanced knowledge passed down through generations. Adding to the mystery is the alignment of the chulpas. Many are oriented with celestial events, such as the solstices, suggesting an astronomical significance. Did the people of Silistani build these structures to mark the cycles of the sun, moon, and stars? Some researchers believe the chulpas were not merely tombs, but also ritualistic observatories designed to help the ancient people track celestial bodies and align their ceremonies with the changing seasons. The connection between death, the heavens, and nature's cycles would have been deeply ingrained in the spiritual life of the people who constructed these monuments. The spiritual and cultural significance of the chulpas is further emphasized by the materials used in their construction. The stones were carefully selected for their durability and alignment with the surrounding landscape. Some were quarried from distant locations, suggesting the builders had access to a vast network of trade and resources. This raises the question, how connected were the people of Silistani to other ancient cultures in the Andean region? Did they share architectural knowledge and spiritual practices, or was Silistani a unique center of power and culture? The true purpose of the chulpas remains a topic of speculation. Most mainstream theories suggest they were monumental burial sites for the elite, where the powerful could be interred in a manner that ensured their connection to the divine. However, some fringe theories propose that the chulpas had a more significant role, perhaps symbolizing power or serving as places of ancestral worship. Were they designed to connect the spirits of the deceased with the living, or to project the authority of the ruling class? Or, as some suggest, were they part of an astronomical system, linking the physical and cosmic worlds? Adding complexity is the fact that Silistani is not the only site in the region with impressive stone constructions. Similar, though smaller, chulpas are scattered across the Andean highlands, suggesting that the architectural and cultural traditions of Silistani were part of a larger, interconnected network of megalithic sites. Some researchers even speculate that the chulpas were part of a broader system of sacred sites, where the movements of the stars and gods shaped the fate of the people. The mystery deepens when we consider the abrupt disappearance of the civilization that built these structures. By the time the Inca Empire arrived in the 15th century, Silistani had already been abandoned. What caused the decline of the society that built these monumental sites? Scholars suggest that environmental factors such as climate change or resource depletion may have contributed to the collapse. Others propose that political or social upheaval played a role in the abandonment of Silistani. The sudden departure raises questions about the nature of Olmec society, what caused such a dramatic shift, and what happened to the people who once thrived here. As we stand before the towering chulpas today, the wind swirling through the stone monuments, we are left with more questions than answers. What did the builders of these structures understand about the cosmos, the land, and the afterlife? How did they construct such precise and awe-inspiring monuments without modern tools? And what, if any, secrets lie hidden in the earth, waiting to be discovered? The answers may be buried beneath the soil of the Andean highlands, but the mystery of Silistani endures, inviting us to explore its ancient stones and ponder the lost knowledge that might still be waiting to be uncovered. Leaving behind the towering chulpas of Silistani, we journey to the sun-soaked plains of western Spain, where one of the most captivating megalithic sites lies hidden, the Dolmen of Guadalperal. Often called the Spanish Stonehenge, it rests in the quiet landscape of Extremadura, near the shores of the Valdecañas Reservoir. This collection of standing stones arranged in a circular formation evokes a sense of ancient mystery, a puzzle that has long intrigued archaeologists and historians. The Dolmen of Guadalperal consists of a ring of large stones, some weighing as much as 15 tons, with a central burial chamber at its core. When visible, the structure is striking, its stones rising from the earth like a monumental clockwork, each seemingly aligned with purpose. Likely constructed during the early Bronze Age, around 3000 BC, the dolmen served a funerary function, yet it raises profound questions about the knowledge and beliefs of the people who built it. What makes the dolmen of Guadalperal particularly puzzling is its location. While dolmens are scattered across the Iberian Peninsula, this site is not always visible. The rising waters of the Valdecañas Reservoir submerge the stones, hiding them beneath the surface for much of the year. However, during droughts, the dolmen emerges, revealing its striking presence. Why would such an intricately designed site be placed in a location that is periodically submerged? Was it intended to align with the natural landscape, or could its location signify something deeper, connected to the cycles of life, death, or the changing seasons? Mainstream theories suggest that the dolmen of Guadalperal was a burial site. Archaeological findings, including human remains and pottery, point to its use as the final resting place for important individuals, perhaps tribal leaders or gods. Some researchers propose that the dolmen's alignment with the surrounding landscape indicates its use as a celestial marker, like many other megalithic structures in Europe. Was it used not only to honor the dead, but also to link the living with the divine, creating a direct connection between the earthly realm and the heavens? Despite these plausible explanations, significant mysteries remain. The precision of the construction raises questions about the engineering skills of the builders. The perfectly cut stones, some weighing up to 15 tons, suggest a high level of craftsmanship and understanding. How, without modern tools, did the builders move and position such massive stones? What methods or techniques did they use, and did they possess knowledge that we have yet to fully understand? The alignment of the dolmen also raises further questions. Some researchers suggest that it may have been used for astronomical purposes, aligning with solar events, stars, or other celestial bodies of significance to the ancient builders. Could the dolmen have served as an observatory, like other megalithic sites such as Stonehenge? And if it was an astronomical instrument, why was it placed in a location that would often be submerged? Was the rising water part of the site's ritual significance, symbolizing the fluidity between life and death, or the material and spiritual worlds? Adding to the mystery is the fact that the dolmen of Guadalperal was rediscovered only in the 1920s, after being hidden beneath the reservoir's waters. Its exact role within the broader context of Iberian megalithic culture remains unclear. While some suggest that it was a solitary monument, others believe it may have been part of a network of megalithic sites linked by common beliefs or practices. Was Guadalperal a central place of worship, or merely one of many sites scattered across the landscape? Could it have been a marker, guiding travelers or pilgrims to other sacred places? Or was it the center of a spiritual or political network? The most speculative theory surrounding the dolmen of Guadalperal is its potential connection to a lost civilization. Some fringe researchers propose that the builders of Guadalperal had knowledge or technologies far beyond what is typically attributed to Bronze Age cultures. Could this dolmen be a remnant of a lost civilization whose knowledge was passed down through generations and later obscured by time? Or could the dolmen be tied to spiritual or cosmic forces, suggesting that the people of Guadalperal were in tune with something much greater than their immediate surroundings? As we stand before the dolmen today, the surrounding landscape stretching endlessly into the horizon, we are left with more questions than answers. The stones, weathered by centuries and half-submerged beneath the waters, continue to evoke wonder. What did the people who built this monument understand about the world, the cosmos, and the passage of time? And why was it placed in such a precarious location, hidden beneath the waters for most of the year? The answers may be buried beneath the earth or lost to the waters, but the mystery of Guadalperal remains, beckoning us to keep searching for answers. Leaving behind the submerged stones of Guadalperal, we now turn to the ancient city of Baalbek in Lebanon, home to the remarkable Trilithon. Nestled in the Beka Valley, this site has been a center of human settlement for millennia, but it is the Trilithon that commands attention with its colossal stones, some weighing as much as 800 tons. These towering stones, part of the Grand Temple of Jupiter complex, continue to intrigue archaeologists and historians, raising questions about ancient engineering, religion, and cosmology. The Trilithon consists of 3 massive stone blocks, each larger than any other stone in the temple complex. The sheer size of these stones is awe-inspiring, with each one standing as a testament to the engineering capabilities of the ancient world. The question is not just how these stones were moved, but why such immense stones were needed in the first place. Was their scale intended to convey power and divine authority, especially in a temple dedicated to Jupiter, the chief deity of the Roman Empire? Or was there a more profound significance behind the massive stones, one that connected the earthly and divine realms? The size and precision of the Trilithon's construction are remarkable. The stones are so well crafted and fitted together that even modern machinery would struggle to replicate their precision. There are no visible gaps between the stones, and the joints are so tight that not even a blade of grass can fit between them. This raises the question, how did the builders, with only rudimentary tools, achieve such incredible craftsmanship? Did they possess lost knowledge or techniques that have since been forgotten? Mainstream archaeologists believe that the Trilithon was constructed by the Romans in the 1st century BC, but some suggest that the stones may have been placed much earlier, perhaps as far back as 2000 BC. Could the Trilithon have been repurposed from an earlier structure, perhaps one built by an even more ancient civilization? Were the Romans aware of these megalithic stones and incorporated them into their own temple as part of their conquest and assimilation of earlier cultures? Or was the Trilithon part of a long-standing megalithic tradition, with successive civilizations adding their own layer of religious and cultural significance? Adding to the mystery, some researchers speculate that the Trilithon could have had astronomical or spiritual significance. The alignment of the temple and its stones with celestial events suggests that the builders had a profound understanding of the cosmos. Could the Trilithon have been an astronomical observatory designed to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars? The stone structure might have had a ceremonial purpose, marking sacred moments in the annual cycle. Was the Trilithon a cosmic gateway, connecting the heavens and the earth, or perhaps representing the power of the gods in a more symbolic sense? Theories about the Trilithon's purpose extend beyond the conventional. Some fringe researchers suggest that the megaliths at Baalbek could have been constructed by a lost civilization with advanced technologies. These theories point to the precision of the stonework, the massive size of the stones, and the complexity of the construction, suggesting that the builders possessed knowledge far beyond what we typically associate with ancient cultures. Could the site have been built by a civilization that had access to advanced engineering or astronomical knowledge, which was passed down through generations and ultimately lost to time? Or could it have been the work of a global network of ancient cultures, all of whom shared a deep understanding of the cosmos? Despite the many theories, the true purpose of the Trilithon remains shrouded in mystery. The stones themselves, with their commanding presence, seem to hold secrets that have yet to be fully uncovered. The grandeur of the Trilithon, its size and precision, continue to challenge our understanding of ancient engineering and spiritual practices. Were the stones meant to convey power and authority, marking the temple as a monumental symbol of divine power? Or were they part of a larger cosmic system, linking the earth to the heavens and aligning the living with the celestial rhythms of the universe? As we stand before the towering Trilithon, its massive stones weathered by centuries of time, the mystery surrounding its construction and purpose deepens. The site invites us to question not only the capabilities of ancient civilizations, but also their understanding of the universe and their place within it. What knowledge did the builders of Baalbek possess, and how did they use it to create such an awe-inspiring monument? Was their knowledge of the cosmos and natural world so advanced that they were able to construct the trilithon with precision and purpose, or did they simply harness techniques and beliefs passed down through ancient traditions? The mystery of the Baalbek trilithon remains unsolved. Its massive stones continue to defy our understanding of ancient engineering, astronomy, and spirituality. The answers to these questions may be buried beneath the stones or lost to the sands of time. But as we stand before this monumental site, the trilithon remains a testament to the ingenuity, beliefs, and mysteries of the ancient world, its secrets waiting to be uncovered. Leaving behind the mysterious stones of Guadalperal, we journey now to the rugged hills of Romania, where another enigmatic site awaits. Hidden deep in the Apuseni Mountains, the Roșia Montana galleries offer a captivating glimpse into a past whose origins remain shrouded in mystery. Known for its rich history of gold mining, Roșia Montana is home to an intricate network of tunnels and chambers that stretch for miles beneath the earth, leaving behind one of the most impressive archaeological sites in Europe. The galleries of Roșia Montana are a testament to the advanced mining techniques used by ancient civilizations. Dating back to the Roman Empire, the site was first used around the 1st century BC. Evidence suggests that the Romans utilized hydraulic mining techniques to extract gold, and the precision with which the tunnels were carved raises intriguing questions. The tunnels and chambers are remarkably well preserved, with some chambers large enough to house entire crews of workers. Despite the complexity of the site, the tools and methods used by the Romans to carve and transport such massive stones remain unclear. How did the builders of Roșia Montana achieve such precision and scale with the rudimentary tools available to them at the time? The mystery deepens when we consider the evidence of mining long before the Romans arrived. Archaeological findings suggest that the gold deposits in Roșia Montana were being worked as early as the 3rd millennium BC. This raises the question, who were the people that first mined the gold? And how did they possess such advanced knowledge of mining and tunnel construction? Some speculate that these ancient miners were part of a lost civilization whose techniques were passed down through generations. Could there have been a culture with an understanding of gold extraction that remains a mystery to us today? As excavations continue, the true extent of the ancient mining operation becomes clearer. The complexity of the tunnels suggests that Roșia Montana was not a small mining village, but a significant center of wealth and power. What role did gold play in this society? Was it used for local purposes, or was it traded across vast distances? Evidence of ceremonial artifacts suggests that gold may have held spiritual significance. Could the mined gold have been used in religious rituals, or to fund powerful empires? The gold of Roșia Montana might have been a catalyst for both wealth and cultural exchange, linking ancient civilizations through trade and belief. In addition to the size and complexity of the mining operation, the quality of the gold mined at Roșia Montana is exceptional. The purity of the gold suggests an advanced understanding of metallurgy and refining techniques. How did the ancient miners achieve such high-quality gold extraction, and what other lost technologies might they have used? The sophistication of these techniques raises the possibility that the people of Roșia Montana possessed knowledge far beyond what is typically attributed to ancient civilizations. While historians commonly attribute the construction of the galleries to the Romans, some fringe theories suggest that the site may be far older than even the Romans. Could the galleries have been created by an earlier, forgotten civilization with advanced engineering techniques? The sheer scale and precision of the construction suggests that the builders may have had access to knowledge or tools that have been lost to time. These speculative theories add another layer of intrigue to an already mysterious site, Adding to the site's enigmatic nature is the discovery of human remains within the galleries. Some researchers believe that the mines were not only places of labor, but also had ritual significance. Were the miners themselves seen as sacred? Or was their labor part of a spiritual process that connected them with the gods of the earth? Could the act of mining gold have been part of a larger religious or cosmic belief system? The burial of the dead within the galleries suggests that death played a crucial role in the rituals associated with gold extraction. As we stand before the entrance of the Rochia Montana galleries, the dark tunnels stretching deep into the earth beneath our feet, we are left with more questions than answers. The site's labyrinth of chambers and tunnels, the advanced mining techniques, and the ancient human remains all point to a complex society whose knowledge and practices remain largely hidden. What did the people of Rochia Montana understand about the world, the earth, and the cosmos? How did they construct such intricate tunnels, and what knowledge did they possess about materials and technology that we have yet to discover? The mystery of Rochia Montana endures. The answers may lie buried beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. As we ponder the site's history and significance, we are reminded that the past is often shrouded in mystery, with hidden knowledge waiting to be unlocked by future generations. The Rochia Montana galleries continue to captivate the imagination, inviting us to explore their depths and uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. The mysteries of this remarkable site remain unsolved, but the journey to uncover its secrets is one that continues to unfold. Leaving behind the mysterious tunnels of Rochia Montana, we now journey to the sun-drenched hills of Cyprus, where an equally enigmatic site awaits: the Amethyst sarcophagus. Nestled in the coastal city of Amethyst, this ancient monument stands as a testament to the grandeur of a civilization whose secrets have long since faded from memory. Amethyst, once a thriving kingdom, is now in ruins, with the sea breeze carrying whispers of its rich past. Among its remaining structures lies the Amethyst sarcophagus, an intricately carved stone tomb that has captivated archaeologists for centuries. The sarcophagus itself is a monumental piece of art, crafted from local limestone. The reliefs etched into its surface depict scenes of regal power, with chariots, warriors, and divine figures coming to life in the stone. Thought to be the burial place of a high-ranking individual, possibly a king or noble, the sarcophagus reflects the elite status of the deceased. Its precise craftsmanship and imposing size suggest that it was not only a place of burial, but also a monument to the power and importance of the individual interred within. The location of the sarcophagus adds another layer of intrigue. Found in a royal cemetery near the ancient city of Amethyst, it sits strategically close to the sea, offering a commanding view of the Mediterranean. This positioning would have been fitting for a figure of high status, further emphasizing the significance of the site. Surrounding the sarcophagus, the ruins of Amethyst reveal a once thriving city, home to temples, houses, and city walls. But what deeper meaning does the sarcophagus hold for us today? Was it simply a tomb, or did it represent something more symbolic for the people of Amethyst? Scholars generally believe the sarcophagus was part of the funerary practices of the ancient Cypriots, who placed great importance on honoring the dead. The carvings on the sarcophagus are thought to represent the deceased's passage into the afterlife, with divine figures and gods surrounding the person to ensure their safe journey. However, the sarcophagus raises further questions about the beliefs of the people who created it. Was it a simple burial site, or did it serve a greater spiritual purpose, connecting the deceased to the gods and celestial forces? What stands out most about the sarcophagus is the blend of Greek and local influences in the artwork. The reliefs depict figures from Greek mythology, yet there are distinct differences in the way these figures are portrayed. This blending of cultures suggests that Amethyst, like many ancient Mediterranean cities, was influenced by Greek art and religion while maintaining its own unique traditions. Was the sarcophagus a product of this cultural fusion, a symbol of the city's role as a crossroads of different civilizations? The level of detail in the carvings raises additional questions about the craftsmanship and skills of the people who built it. The fine portrayal of facial expressions, draped clothing, and intricate chariot scenes indicates a deep understanding of sculpting. How were such precise techniques achieved in an era without modern tools? Some have speculated that the sarcophagus may have been created by foreign artisans brought to Amethyst specifically for this task, suggesting an exchange of knowledge and artistic practices across the Mediterranean. Could the builders have had access to lost techniques or shared knowledge from other advanced cultures? The sarcophagus's possible connection to celestial events also adds to its mystery. Some researchers suggest that the arrangement of the reliefs and certain symbols on the sarcophagus may have been designed to align with astronomical phenomena, such as the solstices or the movements of particular stars. Could it have been intended as an astronomical tool, marking sacred times in the year or aligning the deceased with divine forces? Perhaps the sarcophagus was part of a broader religious or spiritual system that connected the people of Amethyst with the heavens and the cosmos. Another layer of intrigue is added by the fact that the sarcophagus was not always respected. Over the centuries, it has been looted and moved from its original site, with parts of the reliefs missing or damaged. This loss of context has made it difficult to fully understand the meaning and significance of the monument. What did it symbolize to the people of Amethyst, and how did their understanding of death and the afterlife influence its design? What were they trying to communicate through the symbolic carvings, and why did they choose this particular individual for such an elaborate tomb? Some fringe theories suggest that the sarcophagus had a more ritualistic purpose, possibly serving as a place for religious ceremonies, or as a focal point for religious gatherings, point for astronomical observations. The precise alignment of the reliefs and the use of specific symbols may indicate that the sarcophagus had a role in marking cosmic events or rituals tied to the stars. Could it have been more than just a tomb, but a key component of a spiritual and astronomical system? As we stand before the Amethyst sarcophagus today, the questions continue to multiply. The sarcophagus, with its elaborate carvings and majestic form, still holds many secrets. What did the creators of this monument understand about the cosmos and the divine? What knowledge did they possess about the afterlife, and how did they use art and architecture to reflect their beliefs? The sarcophagus remains a silent witness to a lost civilization, its mysteries waiting to be unraveled by future generations of historians and archaeologists. The answers may lie buried beneath the earth, but for now, the Amethyst sarcophagus continues to captivate the imagination and invite exploration into a long-forgotten world. Leaving behind the ancient sarcophagus of Amethyst, we now journey into the highlands of Peru, where the Machu Colca terraces await, an awe-inspiring site nestled high in the Peruvian Andes near the renowned Machu Picchu. These terraces are a testament to the engineering brilliance and agricultural ingenuity of the ancient Andean civilizations, drawing travelers and researchers alike. Despite their prominence, the full purpose and origin of these vast terraces remain enigmatic, raising profound questions about the people who built them. The Machu Colca terraces are striking in their design, with multiple layers of stone walls and earthen platforms cascading down the mountainside. Constructed by the Incas, these terraces were part of a vast agricultural network designed to maximize arable land in the rugged Andes. The precision with which the stones are arranged and the complex irrigation systems used to channel water through the terraces speak to a remarkable level of engineering expertise and a deep understanding of the natural environment. These terraces span an enormous area, showcasing not just agricultural prowess, but a powerful connection between the Inca people and the land they cultivated. The scale of the site is equally impressive. The terraces were used to grow crops such as maize, potatoes, and quinoa, but they likely also served as storage spaces for food and goods, supported by large multi-chambered buildings discovered at the site. While the agricultural function of the terraces is well understood, the broader purpose remains elusive. Were these terraces merely designed to support daily Inca life, or did they have a deeper, more ceremonial function tied to the Incas' spiritual beliefs? Historians propose that the terraces were integral to the Incas' efforts to tame the challenging Andean environment, transforming it into a productive agricultural center. The Inca Empire was known for its advanced engineering skills, especially in agriculture, but the vast scale and intricate design of the Machu Colca terraces suggest there was more at play. Could these terraces have also reflected the Incas' spiritual worldview? Did they symbolize the harmonious relationship between the earth, water, and divine forces, illustrating how the Incas saw themselves as stewards of nature? One of the most intriguing features of the site is the alignment of the terraces. Some researchers suggest that the terraces were designed with astronomical precision, aligned with celestial events such as the solstices or positions of stars. Could the terraces have been used to mark important agricultural dates like planting and harvest times, in sync with celestial bodies? The possibility that the terraces were used as a tool for timekeeping, guiding the Incas' agricultural practices based on the movements of the heavens, adds another layer to the mystery. The water management systems at Machu Colca also point to an advanced understanding of hydraulic engineering. The terraces were irrigated through a network of channels and canals that transported water from nearby springs, ensuring that each platform received adequate water. The precision of these systems enabled the terraces to maintain fertility for centuries. Given the harsh environment and the lack of modern tools, how did the Incas achieve such advanced water management techniques? Was this knowledge passed down over generations, or did the Inca have access to lost or ancient techniques? Some fringe theories suggest that the terraces were not solely the work of the Incas, but may have been created by an earlier civilization. Could the advanced techniques and knowledge used in the construction of the terraces have been passed down from a more ancient culture, one that predates the Inca by thousands of years? Were the terraces part of a widespread tradition of megalithic construction in the Andean region, potentially tied to an interconnected network of ancient cultures across South America? The relatively low profile of the Machu Colca site compared to its more famous neighbor Machu Picchu adds to the mystery. Could the terraces have been intentionally overlooked by later civilizations, or by those rediscovering the region's history? Or perhaps the significance of the terraces is still not fully understood, and their true purpose has yet to be uncovered. Was the site itself hidden from the world's view due to its sacred or ritualistic nature? As we stand before the Machu Colca terraces, their precise construction and intricate water systems stretch across the landscape. We are left to wonder what purpose these colossal structures truly served. Were they merely agricultural in function, or did they hold a deeper, more spiritual or ceremonial significance? The terraces, with their connection to the cosmos and their careful engineering, stand as a testament to the Incas' mastery of both the natural world and their understanding of the universe. But what else might lie hidden within the terraces themselves, waiting to be uncovered? The mystery of the Machu Colca terraces endures, their secrets waiting to be uncovered as we continue to explore the ancient Incas' connection to the land, the sky, and the divine. What knowledge was passed down through generations, and what did the people of Machu Colca know about the world that we have yet to fully understand? The answers may be buried beneath the earth, hidden within the intricate patterns of the terraces, canals, and celestial alignments. For now, the terraces stand as a powerful symbol of ancient ingenuity, inviting us to explore their mysteries and continue the search for answers. Leaving the ancient sarcophagus of amethyst behind, we now journey to the sun-soaked plains of southern Spain, where the Dolmens stands as one of the most striking megalithic monuments in Europe. Situated near the town of Antequera in the province of Malaga, this colossal structure, dating back to around 3000 BC, remains a testament to the advanced engineering of the people who built it. The dolmen, with its massive stones and precise construction, raises profound questions about its true purpose and the civilization behind its creation. The Menga dolmen is an impressive structure, consisting of a long corridor leading to a large burial chamber, made from enormous stone blocks weighing several tons each. The dolmen's sheer scale is awe-inspiring. The passageway is flanked by upright stones, and a massive capstone once sealed the chamber. Some stones are so large that modern machinery would struggle to lift them, yet the ancient builders of Menga positioned these blocks with remarkable precision. The effort involved in constructing such a monument suggests the involvement of skilled labor, advanced planning, and a profound understanding of the natural environment. What makes the Menga dolmen particularly intriguing is its alignment with the landscape. The entrance faces the rising sun during the summer solstice, a precise alignment that raises important questions. Was the dolmen constructed to mark this celestial event, which held spiritual or ritual significance? Did the positioning of the stones serve as a marker for the changing of the seasons, or was it a symbolic connection between the earth and the heavens? The mainstream explanation suggests that the Menga dolmen was used as a funerary monument for important individuals, perhaps tribal leaders or deities. The chamber, once sealed by the massive capstone, served as the final resting place of the deceased, while the alignment of the dolmen might have symbolized a connection to the cosmic forces. This practice of monumental tombs is common across ancient cultures, with such tombs often seen as places where the deceased were honored, ensuring their continued presence in the afterlife. The large size of the structure indicates that it may have also been used for communal rituals or ceremonies, marking it as a significant site in the culture of the people who built it. However, the Menga dolmen raises more questions than answers. The alignment with the summer solstice suggests that the dolmen might have had an astronomical function beyond simply marking the position of the sun. Could it have served as a primitive observatory, used by the builders to track celestial events and align agricultural practices or rituals with the movement of the stars and sun? The people who constructed Menga were undoubtedly attuned to the cycles of nature, and their understanding of the cosmos might have been far more advanced than we typically acknowledge. Was this dolmen part of a larger system of sacred sites, each marking different celestial events or cycles? Some researchers propose that the Menga dolmen had a broader symbolic function, possibly transcending its role as a burial site. Could it represent the cosmos itself? A microcosm of the universe, symbolizing the stars, sun, and earth? The precise placement of the stones, their alignment with the sun, and the monumental scale of the structure all suggest that the dolmen was not merely a tomb, but also a representation of the celestial and terrestrial forces, where the living and the divine met. Further adding to the mystery is the fact that the Menga dolmen is part of a network of megalithic sites in the Antequera region, including the Vieira and El Romeral dolmens. These sites are interconnected through alignments and pathways, raising the question of whether they were part of a larger religious or astronomical system. Were the dolmens of Antequera linked by a shared belief system, connecting people across generations and regions? Or were they independent, each serving its own unique purpose? Some fringe theories suggest that the Menga dolmen could be part of a global network of ancient megalithic sites, constructed by a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of astronomy and engineering. Could the dolmen be a remnant of a civilization whose influence spread across Europe and beyond, leaving behind similar structures that align with celestial events? Or is Menga a product of local traditions, shaped by the spiritual and cultural beliefs of the Antequera people? As we stand before the massive stones of the Menga Dolmen, the questions continue to multiply. The dolmen's size, precise alignment, and intricate construction suggest that its creators possessed knowledge that still eludes us. What did the people of Menga understand about the cosmos, and how did they use that knowledge to shape their world? Was the dolmen merely a burial monument, or did it serve as a portal to the divine, a tool for tracking celestial events, or a symbol of the connection between the earth and the heavens? The mystery of the Menga Dolmen endures, its stones standing as silent witnesses to a long-forgotten civilization. As we gaze upon its ancient form, we are left to ponder. What knowledge lies hidden in the reliefs and stones of this monument, and what secrets about the people of Antequera might still await discovery? The answers may be buried beneath the earth, hidden in the intricate patterns of the dolmen, waiting to be uncovered by future generations of explorers. Leaving behind the ancient megaliths of Spain, we now travel to the vast desert landscapes of southern Jordan, where the winds carry whispers of a past shrouded in mystery. In the heart of the desert, carved into the sandstone cliffs of Kazali Canyon, lie a series of inscriptions that have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. These markings, etched into the rock face, remain a silent enigma, their meaning obscured by time and the harsh elements that have weathered the canyon over millennia. Kazali Canyon itself is an otherworldly place, its narrow passageways and towering cliffs carved by ancient winds and the slow passage of time. The canyon is part of the larger Wadi Rum Desert, a vast expanse of red sandstone that has been a crossroads for travelers, traders, and nomads for thousands of years. The canyon's remote location, nestled deep within this desert, adds to the intrigue of the inscriptions. Here, where the land meets the sky, the ancient marks stand as silent witnesses to an unknown chapter of human history. The Kazali Canyon inscriptions are believed to date back to around the 4th century BC, though some suggest they could be even older. The carvings themselves are varied, some depicting simple geometric patterns, others representing animals, human figures, and symbols that seem to have been carefully placed on the rock faces. The style of the carvings is not immediately recognizable, and this has led to numerous theories about their origins. Some scholars suggest that the inscriptions may be the work of the Nabateans, an ancient Arab people who once thrived in this region, renowned for their engineering and artistic achievements, including the construction of the famous city of Petra. The Nabateans were known for their skill in carving rock and leaving behind inscriptions in a variety of scripts, and the presence of Nabatean-style art in the region supports this theory. However, there are other markings in Kazali Canyon that do not fit neatly into the Nabatean tradition. Some of the figures resemble those found in other ancient cultures, including those of the Phoenicians, early Arab tribes, and even possible influences from distant civilizations. This suggests that the canyon may have been a cultural crossroads, where diverse groups left their mark over centuries, perhaps using the canyon as a sacred site or a place of communication. The meaning behind the inscriptions remains elusive. Were they merely decorative, or did they have a deeper symbolic significance? Some researchers propose that the markings were used as a form of early writing, perhaps as a primitive script to convey messages or to mark territory. The geometric patterns could represent maps or constellations, suggesting that the canyon may have been used for astronomical purposes, as was common in other ancient cultures. Could these markings have been part of rituals or ceremonies intended to honor the gods, commemorate events, or mark the passage of time? Adding to the mystery is the fact that some of the carvings in Kazali Canyon seem to align with specific celestial events, such as the movement of the stars or the positioning of the sun. If the people who left these inscriptions were indeed using the canyon as an astronomical observatory, they may have been tracking the stars and the changing seasons, much like the ancient Egyptians and other civilizations that relied on the sky to guide their agricultural and spiritual practices. Could the canyon have been a sacred site, a place where the earthly and the divine intersected, and where the inscriptions were a means of communicating with the heavens? Other theories, though more speculative, suggest that the inscriptions might be related to lost knowledge or even extraterrestrial influences. The intricate nature of some of the carvings, along with their alignment with the stars, has led some to wonder whether the ancient people of Kazali Canyon had access to knowledge far beyond what we expect for their time. Could they have possessed technologies or spiritual practices that we have yet to fully understand? Or are the inscriptions part of a more ancient, forgotten civilization that has left behind cryptic clues, waiting for us to decipher them? While these more fringe theories remain controversial, they add another layer of intrigue to the already mysterious site of Kazali Canyon. The very nature of the inscriptions, with their diverse styles and seemingly purposeful arrangements, suggests that this site was not just a random collection of markings, but a carefully considered monument, possibly serving multiple purposes over the centuries. As we stand in front of the rock faces of Kazali Canyon, the silence of the desert surrounding us, we are reminded that the true meaning of these ancient inscriptions remains just beyond our grasp. The canyon's deep, weathered cliffs seem to hold secrets, each carving telling a story that has yet to be fully uncovered. What knowledge did the people who created these inscriptions possess, and why did they choose this remote location to leave their mark? What did the stars, the animals, and the strange symbols represent to them? The mystery of Kazali Canyon lingers in the air, inviting us to look closer and wonder what truths still lie hidden in the stones, waiting to be revealed.